but it looks like we are just about ready to get started. Well, and by just about ready to get started, I mean there's almost no one in Discord except Jake. Okay, now Lou is there too. Okay. Yake, that's right, it's Yake now. Hold on. Tech carefully plans out each episode and the party usually fucks everything up. That's accurate. Sounds like the perfect thing to listen to while I grind out some WoW. Yeah, the story might go over your head, but just have fun with the characters. And if the characters grab you, go back and listen to the old episodes to understand the story. Okay, let's jump in. Now everybody's there. Okay. Hello, hello.
I had you way too loud on my setup and you just exploded my eardrums.
Okay, well, that's your fault.
Well, that's actually, you are actually pretty loud tonight. I don't know why.
Oh, my levels look fine on my end.
Let's see. Maybe everybody else say something.
Something.
Oh my God, Venalis is so quiet. Why is he so quiet? I can barely hear him. No, I think it's fine. I'll figure it out on I think it might just be my Discord's being funky. Nothing you need to worry about.
Okay. Oh yeah, so I guess the first thing I'll let you guys know is that we are gonna miss next week's Mar. I was originally gonna have the movers come on the Saturday to move all to kind of grab all of our stuff, but if they pick it up on the Saturday, then they like our stuff, the truck with our stuff leaves kind of 4 days later than if they picked it up on the Friday. So we bumped up the move to have them grab our stuff on the Friday so that we get it in Ontario 4 days sooner than we would have by bumping into the move up 1 day. Smart. It's really going to be good to get our shit earlier when we're moved. So
well, we'll be able to help you out with some of the bare necessities. Like we've got a twin bed and a bunch of shit, a table, a bunch of kitchen chairs and stuff. So you guys at least have some stuff, which is nice.
And just bears.
And some bears.
And some bear. Yeah, I'll bring you
some bears that we really need. Some necessary bears.
Yeah, some live bears. Oh, the bears.
Bear necessities and the necessary bears.
Why are you reacting like that, Venalis? You don't do the customary home warming bear gift in America?
You Canadians are fucking weird.
Man, I have no idea what you're even talking about.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a face model.
Yeah, so just a heads up, we will be missing next week's Mar, unfortunately. And if we leave off where I think we're going to leave off, that's going to be physically painful for everybody.
Uh-oh.
So I guess sorry in advance.
Well, time for us to not leave this room.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not that we'll be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Or just go really fast.
That is also the other option. Just ignore every NPC. Just go up to every NPC. What is your purpose? Tell me the key line.
What is your purpose? Why are you here?
What purpose do you have in this game? Tell me. What do you need to say in this episode? Okay, bye.
If you were to choose one most important thing that you had to say, what would it be?
Yeah.
I'd like to roll perception for the DM's notes.
That makes sense. I like that. I like that idea.
Let's peel back the curtain. See what's under there.
Okay. So I think with that, I'd
like to read a bad situation, please.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, so I will welcome folks to our tabletop RPG stream called Monsters Ain't Real, where we use a modified D&D 5e rule set to enjoy some good old-fashioned tabletop RPG fun set in a high fantasy universe. To anyone new, all the old episodes are up on YouTube, but that doesn't mean that you can't just hang out and have some fun. These episodes are especially lore heavy, so if this is your first episode or two, it may be a little bit complicated, but don't worry. Maybe worry. So we can just get started with the recap of what happened last time. on Dragon Ball Z. Last time, you guys did a lot of traveling. 6 days through Hayland into the province of Izo. You had some really, really good survival and perception checks during the days and nights, and you avoided being attacked by giant forest spiders, as well as avoided being robbed by midnight thieves. You did have one encounter with an individual, though, a strange man in a classic samurai outfit. Except instead of a helmet, he had layers of hoods made of various cloths, such as silk and linen and such like that. He approached you on your final night and wanted to know about you, where you came from. He obviously knew something was weird about you, wanting to know about where you came from in regards to like popping into existence. He offered virtually no information about himself either, and when the conversation didn't go the way he wanted, he warned you that you were being watched, that you were tethered to destruction, and he wouldn't allow that. He then turned into an old man with a staff with a light on it and vanished. You continued traveling. You arrived at Avar, which is the capital city of Izo, which is perched on the mouth of a volcano. And at the gates, you were engaged in traditional combat to gain entry into the city. Slump went head to head. What's up?
Sorry, I just said remembering a certain stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, Slump went head to head with another equally massive man named Beef, but then Jake tried to cast a spell to help Slump out.
Trying to help.
And it was noticed, and then Jake was called to do battle, and it didn't go great for Jake.
Oh boy.
There's 3 turns.
Yeah. The last of which was you igniting all the gunpowder in your backpack to blow yourself and Beef up. You by
I
far
wasn't going to
taking...
take the L.
Oh man.
I respect that on so many levels.
I love that.
If I need to roll a new character, it's going to be on my goddamn terms.
Yeah, I respect that. Knocked himself unconscious. He was revived by the Planetars, and having the tradition observed, the result was to be determined, and that's basically where we jump in now. But before that, we can take a little ride on the narrative camera. All right, cut that. The camera opens on an old man in the dark. He is turning away from a hay bale with 4 occupants, our 4 heroes, on the 6th night of their travel. As he turns, the camera spins around him, and as the camera returns to its original position, the old man is no longer in the dark forest. No, it is now sunrise somewhere very different. A small grassy glen surrounded by tall, heavy willow trees that stand in front of the man in the growing morning light. Surrounding these trees is mist, a heavy, unnatural mist that seems to move regardless of the direction of the wind. The mist creeps closer and closer to the old man, who lays down his staff in the grass and rolls his sleeves back to the elbow. He reaches out towards the mist, and the mist reaches up and coils around his fingers. He closes his fists tightly around the mists, his knobbly old knuckles going white with the effort. He begins to pull at the mist, and those coils of ephemeral mist constrict, and they go solid gray like thin strings of fabric. There are thousands of these strands of fabric coming out from between his clenched fists, and the strings slowly dissipate into the mist. He pulls at the strings, and they tighten, but gradually they pull towards him, and the mist shifts as he pulls on these strings. He relaxes, and there's some slack to the strands. Then he starts to pull again with much less effort now, His hands somewhat relaxed, and he pulls left and right, slowly and methodically. Then, lightning quick, the string goes tight, and his hands are pulled towards the forest. He falls forward a step and then plants his feet and pulls back on the strings, forcing the mist to come out of the forest. But the strings pull back at him again, much harder this time, and he does fall chest first into the soft, wet grass. He gets up again, but this time the old man is gone and the warrior stands. Fists clenched, holding what few strings of mist remain. They're pulled tight and straining to drag him into the forest. He pulls back as hard as he can, but the strings are pulled so tight he can't gain an inch. And after a minute, we see exertion win against the warrior as the strands of mist are pulled from his grasp and back into the forest. He resumes the old man disguise, picks up his staff, and lights the end of it with that bright golden light, and walks into the forest, pushing the mist aside with his light as he goes. The camera cuts and opens back at our party at the gates of Avar, having just participated in the tradition of entry combats. And we're back.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm starting off with understanding what the fuck we're doing.
Yep.
So when last we tuned in on last week's episode of Dragon Ball Z,
Yep.
we were on our way to talk to Jared Kane.
Yep.
And he's the leader of ISO.
That's correct.
Okay, and so we were at the front gates of, what's the place called?
Avar.
Avar. Okay.
And A-V-A-A-R.
Avar. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the outcome after the combat went the way that it did last time? Like, I forget what the lady said.
They hadn't completely. It sounded positive. They're like, combat has been witnessed. Combat has been, the entry combat has been concluded, and it sounded good, but like it hadn't been completely resolved yet.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so they're the two planetars there with their kind of bluish green skin, their polished armor with all those wax sealed strips of kind of scripture hanging down from their chests, almost like a paper strip robe over their heavy plate armor. And the one that's been speaking, Erda, looks to you and says, "You have observed our rite of combat. You will be granted access to Avar." Erda picks up this long, curly kind of Ricola horn and blows a tone in it. And the gates begin to open. These huge, tall metal gates. And they don't open out towards you. They actually kind of pull sideways. It's kind of like Star Trek doors, except very slowly. And as the metal doors pull apart, you can actually see behind it more doors that are pulling apart. And as those are pulling apart, you see a third set of doors behind that are pulling apart.
Oh, okay, well, this just seems redundant.
And then behind that is another set of doors that are actually made of other smaller doors. No,
If there's another one, your stream's gonna crash again, and it's your fault.
No, there's 3 sets of doors, and you can see that there are 3 layers of walls. And a man comes out riding on a horse, and he's got this long streaming banner that he's carrying on it. It is marked with a red symbol on it. It is like the symbol for eternity, like a sideways figure 8. It is a red infinity sign. The man looks like he's in his 50s, and he has very clearly seen a lot of battle. One of his eyes has been ruined by some sort of an ugly weapon strike to the side of his face, but you can see that he kind of carries himself with a lot of pride, and he's obviously still quite strong. And he rides up to you guys, and he just immediately introduces himself as Lord Stormcrow, voice of Avar, will of Avar, captain of the Cyrodiil Order, faithful servant of the eternal King Jared Kane. Who are you?
Lump kills Stormcrow.
Okay.
He's probably this. Wait, why am I sure would have been? We don't hear nothing but a stall tactic, okay? We're on a timeline. Are you important?
Well, I did just issue a long list of my titles, so I would consider myself at least relatively important.
Hello there.
I want to hobble forward, like still smoking.
Can I just say though, whenever Slump introduces Posh Slump, it's one of my favorite moments. It's easily like, hello. I'm like, yes. I just get popcorn. I'm like, this is gonna be a ride.
No, I hobble forward, still smoking, and hold myself up on Lou's cape to see what the fuck Slump has to say.
We all look at Slump.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, hold on.
I thought you were definitely winding up to something.
Sorry for the pressure.
I'm gonna pat down my. I'm gonna pat down my pockets.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up what I want to say exactly. Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna pull out one of the like. Okay, here.
Slump walks forward and goes,
Oh, hello there, Mr. Stormcrow. So nice to meet you.
and then like bowing as though he's being polite but not overly what's the word, you know, he's not prostrating himself too much.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
He then turns and bows so low that you hear the thunk as his head fucking hits the ground.
Oh my god.
Bowing his hands and turning towards Galdrick and says,
Here is Lord Scaldrick Storm Stout of the House Tiny Men. First of his name.
That's not a thing.
The ungrown.
That's
The
not a
mythical king of the many faces and the first angels. Destroyer of foes, banisher of
I'm a nice
evil, conqueror of the nameless sea, breaker of all that is unjust.
What? Okay, that last one was kind of cool, but the rest of them I hated.
Towards the end, Slump is literally going,
And the Lord of the
his face is just digging into the ground.
Yeah, Erda looks over and says, approximately 0% of that was true. I think the name was true, but there were so many lies. It was just kind of a lie detector going off mostly the whole time.
Okay, the last title he gave me was accurate though. I am the, what'd you say of the unjust? Destroyer of the unjust?
Destroyer of everything unjust.
Destroyer of everything unjust. Yeah, I'm okay with that title. That was a good title. I like that. That was a good title. That was a good title.
So Galdrick and Destroyer of the Unjust.
Yeah, that, wait, what? No, I am the, never mind. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, maybe we should do the introductions while you're still in sight of the Planetars, to make sure that we do get the full story. So your name is Galdrick, and you're something to do with the Unjusts.
I am a devout follower of Buhammet. I look at the Planetar, and it is my job to make sure this world is safe or it burns righteously.
All right. And you said your name was Slump, was it?
Yep.
All right. And you there, Miss?
Oh, Lou. I'm Lou. I'm a cleric. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And who's the nearly dead person hanging off your cloak?
I want to like fumble in my pockets for one of the playing cards that is probably just fucking in tatters.
Yeah.
There's like a single titty and like maybe a J on the top.
Yep.
And then just like hold it up and go, Yang the Maze.
He's tired.
Yo, that dude was big.
Oh yes.
You did such a good job.
Beef is well, he's a little bit special, isn't he? And Beef just
No,
kind of looks over.
Hold
and goes,
on.
Beef.
What's the? I'm gonna point at the Planetar.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the no magic, huh? You got the magic, but I can't do the magic.
That is, magic gets out of hand with these trials of combat, and every now and then someone destroys half the city they were trying to gain entry into. So it's just a general rule now.
Is that why you have so many doors?
That's part of it. That's also just so that if anyone tries to assault the city, they're slowed down just a little bit.
Okay, now so just so we're clear, Miss
Erda.
Erda, just so we're clear, I understand why you were punishing this dumbass right here, but putting him against that, and I point at Beef, without magic is effectively having Beef beat on a small, sickly child.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know. You're
Like a little infant child that has no muscle mass and has some sort of like skeletal problem,
Yep.
and like
Yep.
it's just bad.
Really
It's just
malnourished.
bad.
Yep.
You got that
It's
chick
just
with the
bad.
bag?
Likely has disgusting blue skin.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I
No.
feel a little bit bad for Beef. He now has to live with having just slapped around this scrawny, scraggly little child.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is bad. That's
He should feel bad.
He can't feel good about that.
His name,
He
look at
shouldn't.
his name used to be Jake. Hey, Jake, what's your name now?
it's Yang.
What? Yeah,
He
you
can't
see?
even talk
Wow.
anymore. You broke
can't even
him.
say
That's how
it
many
anymore. Look what you
teeth.
did.
Well,
So honorable.
Goodness
he
sake.
brought it on himself a little bit.
That's true.
A little bit he did.
Oh, look at me! I'm gonna try to help my friends. I guess I'm a big asshole. Hey, Mr. Storm Reaver guy. I was trying to help my buddy. I guess I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat a
to
sandwich.
To be fair, if you were trying to help your friend in honorable combat, you kind of are the asshole. I mean, just
He said he
You
was
know, I'm
scared
gonna
of
go
your
ahead and
sickly
start-
child.
I'm gonna go ahead and just blanket statement. You don't really understand combat in the assumption that it's honorable. There is no honor in combat. You do what you can to win. Everything else is stupid.
you know what?
No.
You know what? Actually, that's a very fair point. You
I want to
didn't.
point at the Planetar and like to my head and be like, "Am I lying? Nope."
No, that's actually quite fair. Yes, no, that actually does make sense. But you broke the rules and were met with the appropriate punishment.
Yep, dope. I'm fine. It's okay. I'm just gonna eat a sandwich. You guys have fun.
All right.
Wow. Congratulations. Now you've made the sickly child cry.
You feel good about yourself? Look at
Wow.
him. He's pathetic.
Amazing. Amazing.
Great job.
I hope the mist consumes this entire f***ing place.
Oh no, good point. When it comes to like defending the city from the mist, I'll be like, "Oh, hold on. Let me keep all this magic in my pockets. Oh, can't help. Not honorable."
Combat
Oh.
with mist. Why are we being so hostile to you guys? Aren't we?
I don't know. I'm just hurt.
Maybe I kind of don't want to let you guys inside. Actually, maybe I just
That's
go
kind
back
of fine.
in.
We'll just go back to
I
Ula.
think it was just a bunch of bruised egos. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
One time Slump ate a squirrel in the backyard.
Oh,
See?
Slump thought it was a sandwich. It was not. It squealed. Slump continued
a,
eating
mo-
it.
a
Did
moving,
you?
a moving sandwich.
He's pretty slick for a big guy. He caught it real quick.
Yeah, it stopped for a minute and then Slump grabbed it. You don't know.
So you thought it was a squirrel until it stopped moving, and then when it stopped, you thought it had become a sandwich.
Have
Maybe-
you ever seen a sandwich turn back into a squirrel?
No, I haven't.
They get eaten too quick. Let me in so I can teach science.
Oh my god.
See? And now I think you might understand why I helped out my buddy.
I mean, there's no shame. You broke the rules. You met your punishment. You're allowed in the city. It's as easy as that. If you had fled or broken the rules further, then we'd have a problem.
Now, on the details of fled, if I were to have like run and then maybe like thrown the dagger and then kept running and then throwing a dagger, so it's not like a reset. I'm not going to leash it. Is that okay?
Well, I mean, usually we only let kiting down to the bottom of the mountain, but if you can get it kind of done before then, that's a legitimate kill. You'll get loot
I'm
for
just
that.
trying to wrap my head around this whole honorable thing. You know what I mean?
Let me just tell you, you're the first people we've ever had to explain an honorable duel to.
Well,
dear.
you know, we need definitions.
Wait, just are you from Hayland?
Maybe you should. That's just
Yeah,
something you
that-
should account for other culture.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I didn't realize you
Slump
guys
is
were from
there.
Hayland.
What is that?
What does that mean?
The fuck does that mean?
You're dumb and bad at fighting.
Oh,
no,
dear.
that's pretty much. I only killed your giant big dude.
Well, yeah, sure, you killed him. You got him.
Yep.
Yep, definitely.
Got you there.
Whatever.
You killed him.
Am I the only one that kind of maybe thinks a little bit they made Jake fight because he was about to lose to Slump? I'm
Is
just throwing
that
that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just
Huh?
throwing that. Slump was fighting with one hand tied behind his back. He was using the wrong damage die the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
He's not even left-handed.
Yeah,
I did-
why don't you let Slump
I
have
did
another
see
go at
that.
Old Beefy? How
Yeah.
about an honorable arm wrestling match, huh?
You want to do an honor? I mean, you've already. Why do you want to do an honorable arm wrestling? You've already
Well,
won.
you guys seem to be all high and middle, like, yeah, man, I guess we'll let you in, even though you technically lost. How about we settle this once and for all?
We're
We're never
doing-
leaving. We're never. This is the entire episode. We're not leaving this game.
I'm gonna
Do you,
We're gonna bicker.
tell that big pussy to put
You've
his
already-
money where his mouth is.
you already won entry though.
Huh?
You want
tell
to?
that
You
big
want to
pussy.
arm wrestle beef?
We'll tell you that big puss. That big puss. Why don't you tell him?
Oh no, I don't know, man. I think he's gonna need a little convalescence after our tangle.
Yeah.
You-
yeah. So
You want to arm wrestle?
after
You want to
suck-
arm wrestle beef?
Well,
I mean, he's
you
up
better
for
put
it.
up or shut up.
He's up for it.
Yeah, of course he is. He looks like he's capable of one thought at a time.
It is one thought at a time, and it's his name. It's literally the only thing he's capable of thinking of.
Beef?
Yep.
It's oh boy. Where did you get him from?
Well, he came to us actually as an exchange student from a university, but he was quite good at fighting, and he's fought so much that he's turned into this.
Oh dear.
What university did you take him from, huh?
That's a lie. He was an orphan. We found him when
How
we,
did you lie?
Oh, see, I was just going to compliment, like, oh, I'm so glad that you guys praise higher education in the
No,
world where
no.
everyone pretty much just swing swords. But you know what?
No,
Nope.
just fighting. So you
Neat.
want to arm
Hey,
wrestle
we're
beef?
supposed to talk to Jared. No. We're good. We'll arm wrestle Jared.
Okay. that is not gonna go well.
Yeah, we're gonna arm wrestle that bitch.
Okay,
No,
that's gonna
he
go
just
bad.
looked something up.
That's gonna go bad.
No. Slump's fine.
All right. Well, let me just tell you, beef eats people, and arm wrestling Jared's gonna be a worse idea.
Well,
That doesn't sound
I
great.
mean,
But hey, you guys, you're good to you're not too upset. You can enter the city now that you've been granted access.
Oh fuck
Are
yeah! I
you
want to see
upset?
more doors, dude.
yeah,
What was that?
more doors.
More door.
You want to get in? You want to go through more doors?
Yeah, more doors.
You want to go? One does not simply walk through more doors.
Well, yeah, you got to open them first.
My God.
Slump immediately bites his own tongue off and chokes and dies.
You're so happy.
Slump is now dead.
Aw, too
You
bad.
fucking killed Slump. We're gonna create a new character. Hold on.
The price we have to pay though sometimes.
Oh man, yeah. Now I owe all kinds of fucking
Yeah.
meme fees.
I'm gonna report
and-
you myself.
Yeah, fucking Peter Jackson's gonna fucking come after me. Okay.
All right, Slump says,
All right, fine. We'll just go in your shitty city,
Oh
anyways.
my god.
Stupid piece of shit town.
All right.
Can I look at, so this is a very combative sort of culture. What are the Planetars and the Stormcrow guys? What's their reaction to this interaction kind of thing? Is it
This
kinda
barrage
standard?
of assaulting words.
Yeah, is it kind of, because everyone here's a jerk. So are we just kind of fitting in, or are they like, this is crazy?
They're not impressed. Actually, you know what? Why don't you roll a perception check? I'll see how much you glean from this. So a D20 plus wisdom. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. You can tell that they are all displeased with the lack of respect, but
okay, good. Thank God. This
yeah.
is
But like you say, like there, people having attitude in this nation is very common. It is, everything here is about combat. Everything here is aggressive, and so having a couple people throwing a fit in front of the city is no big deal. If anything, they're confused why you're throwing a fit after already gaining entry. Like, before gaining entry or after being rejected would have made sense, but it's a little bit weird that you're throwing this fit after already being granted the access.
Interesting. Okay.
You wanted something, you got the thing you wanted, and now you're all being very mean about it. So they're a little bit like mystified by that, but they're not having a major issue with the attitude.
That series of words pretty much sums up our party. Wanted the thing, got it, are mad about it.
As we start to walk by, then I would like to say, a little post-fight smack talk, just a standard sort of behavior, smack talking.
Well, I guess so. I guess that does make a little bit of sense. And
What's your go-to? Do you guys get a lot of smack talks, or you just kind of fight and then move on?
well, here at VAR, we mostly get combat and then moving on. Not many people.
We'll have a little cultural exchange then. That's nice, huh?
Oh, this is standard for Hayland. You kind of have fight, and then you also kind of throw a fit afterwards.
Oh,
Well,
totes.
One
Oh.
person's fit is another person's like decimating verbal takedown.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, I guess I didn't realize that those were particularly devastating, but
Oh, they were brutal. You guys should be really hurting after that for sure.
all right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. I didn't have a piece for him. There we go. So, you guys pass through the gates. There are 3 gates, and there are 3 layers of walls of stone and metal with a small gap between them. You're also struck as you come into the city by the structure of it. The first thing to notice is that this is not a to scale kind of depiction of the city. This is not like the Hayland map the Rena map is super detailed and kind of like nearly to scale. This is an idea of what the city is. This is just a depiction of the idea of the city. It's not like there's actually 12 buildings in the whole fucking city. There's hundreds of buildings here. It's absolutely massive. This is just to give you an idea of it and how they're kind of smaller buildings nearer to the gate, and the buildings get larger and larger as it goes back to the very back of the city. So you are struck by the structure of the city. The angles are sharp and perfect. The measures of everything appear absolutely precise, and the spacing is perfect. It very much seems like this is dwarven make. The aesthetic is purely industrial and functional, and nothing here is flashy. From the gates, there is a long road leading down the center of the city to the very back, which hangs over the center of the volcanic crater. At the back of the city is a massive series of black towers. They're not nearly as tall as the Tower of the Healing Hand in Rena, but they are taller than the rest of the buildings. And they're much wider, like it's sprawling, like the towers in Rena are kind of stacked up against each other, making this kind of large layered thorn. This is kind of like a bunch of towers going left and right. They're not necessarily stacked up on each other. There's just a lot of them going to the left and right. There are multiple reinforced stone and steel towers with mounted ballistae, trebuchets, and platforms for archers and mages, and everything is manned. There's not a single battlement without manning. And the center spire of all those towers at the back of the city has a flat top. And from this distance, you can see on the top of it, there is a large black throne on the top. And you can see there's people up there, maybe a dozen or so, on the top of this large flat tower. And you can tell that whoever is up there can see you guys like very clearly. This is very much like a bird's eye view of any combat or any issues that were to happen in the city. As you walk along the road, the ground is actually somewhat loose. It's almost like thin, light gravel, but it's red. The houses have hard shale roofs painted orange, and the walls are gray stone. And beside each house is a water wheel, but there's no water. Instead, steam rises up, pushing from below to turn the water wheel. And the city seems both kind of quiet and not quiet. As you guys start making your way down the center road, you see no people at all. There's no one walking the streets. There's no one in the windows. And the streets themselves are absolutely quiet. But as you walk by the houses, you hear... well, actually, you know what? Why don't you all roll perception checks to see what you guys kind of glean from your traversing the city.
Ooh. So that's plus what?
Plus wisdom. Oh my god.
Hey.
Man. Those are rolling really good. Okay, yeah. So basically you all kind of hear this hammering, and it's rhythmic and it's too regular and perfect to be done by a normal person. Either there's some sort of a master smith or a device doing it. And as you continue to pass through the city, you hear it over and over and over again. And there's no way that there's that many master smiths living in the city. So you figure it has to be some sort of a device inside the buildings.
And what does the sound like?
It sounds like a person hammering metal, but it's on a perfectly regular interval. And there's a lot of it coming from many of the different houses.
And
Are
sorry,
they all
sounds...
synchronized?
Yeah.
They're not necessarily perfectly synchronized with each other, but they are with the exact same timing. So like it's 4 seconds between a bang. Every single house has 4 seconds between a bang, but they're not all necessarily hitting on the exact same stroke.
Okay.
Yeah.
How loud is it from the outside? Like, does it sound like this incredible cacophony when you're in the street?
It sounds like it's kind of like a dull cacophony. Like you could talk at a maybe a slightly raised volume over it, but it is just echoing through all of the streets. So it is prevalent, but not necessarily loud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we still being escorted by the guard?
Yeah. Yes. So Lord Stormcrow is still kind of escorting you through the city. And as you guys are like looking around and like taking notice of these things, he looks back and he says, I'm going to escort you to the Timeless Throne, and I will ask, well, let's put it honestly, I will order you and demand that you not stray from this path, that you not go looking into the houses, and that you not try to enter any buildings other than the Timeless Throne.
Why?
Because, to be
Probably
honest,
a bunch of robots and shit, dude.
We were hoping to like sample, the local cuisine and stuff. Is that not?
Yeah, we can't.
never
I
do-
can't even go to like a restaurant and get some food.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck? We're human. We need food, you robot dick.
Like I understand you don't want me to, break into someone's house and see them naked. I get that, but can I go get some food? You guys got some good food here? I like
some
food.
food, huh?
if you really want food, I can take you to the mess hall, but
Okay.
that
Well,
would be
what
about it.
Slump needs his hammer to get looked at.
You want your hammer to get looked at?
Yeah, Slump wants you to look at his hammer.
I kind of want to like reverse psychology. I kind of like, you don't want to get your hammer looked at here. I don't think they're very good with their
Oh,
arm.
really? Oh, Slump had no idea. Okay, never mind.
Okay, roll persuasion with advantage because you've got Slump helping you out. So roll plus charisma at advantage. Oh, hey, okay. Thank God for advantage. With a 17, you kind of see Stormcrow kind of like marching along, kind of ignoring what you're saying. And then he kind of clears his throat into absolutely no one. He's, well, we do have one of the greatest smiths inside the Timeless Throne, so we could just have him take a look at it for you if you're really concerned about it.
Well, Slump's just saying, you know, might be, you don't have to waste your time. If you got something you need to go do, you can come back and get us. Go get your little wheelies greased or whatever.
Is this guy a robot?
No, he's
robot?
human. No, he's human.
Oh, okay. Slump has no idea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Go get your joints greased or something, and we'll talk to the smith, and that'll be that.
I'm not.
It's a euphemism, maybe.
I'm not. Well, I guess
Grease
maybe.
Lube. Slump can rub some lube into you, and we'll go and talk to the smith.
No,
What
there's
do you
no
think?
need for that.
Slump can massage it in real slow.
No, I'm taking.
He's got big sausage fingers. It
Yep.
feels really good.
Slump likes to give the little kisses right on the neck, like that.
Don't
Yep.
don't
Careful.
want any of
Awkwardly
that.
erotic.
One of those,
Awkwardly erotic.
I don't want.
One of those right on
I
the
wanna
can't
neck.
do
have
that at
German
all.
food anymore without getting a boner.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think? You want to go with that, or you want Slump
No.
can just talk to the smith then?
No, I'm taking you
can
to the
talk
Timeless
smith
Throne.
or
When
Slump,
you're,
and Slump can right on your neck for a
I
little
really don't want that. And in fact, the
Okay.
more you say it, the less I want to spend time with any of you.
bit. Okay.
Oh.
Now I
Well,
will
that's
drop you off.
okay. Well, that's a little okay.
Listen, I will drop you off at the Timeless Throne, but it is my responsibility until we get there to make sure that you don't go snooping about the city and getting
I assume
ourselves
we're
into
walking.
trouble.
I assume we're walking in somewhat of like a uniform line. You know.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
want us to take just one step, like outside. I'm still in a uniform line. I just created a third column, like that.
Oh, I
It's like,
got you. Yeah, he kind of like looks back as he hears kind of the steps approaching, kind of more of the side kind of thing, but no real issue.
Lord Stormcrow, what's this? What's the sound? What is this? What's this banging?
Oh, those are the auto hammers that we have helping to smith the armory that we're, you know, amassing and refining and repairing at all times.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? You guys rolled a good enough persuasion check.
You dude's getting all like geared up to go punch the fog demons.
Fog demons? I don't even know what
You
you're
know,
talking
like
about.
out in the forest and shit.
I don't.
Demons made of fog. Yeah.
I don't know what the.
Oh no, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. What are you doing?
Fog dogs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember
We're
the fog
ready
dogs?
to destroy another city or protect ourselves when
Okay.
needed, but no,
Okay.
we're
What do you
not.
mean another city? When was the last time you destroyed a city?
I think on the 1st of last month.
Why?
What?
Neat.
That's ISO. That is how we do things here.
How's
What
that
did-
been working out for you historically?
Pretty good. We have the strong. We have. Hey, you saw beef.
I wave my arm like out at the city and be like, "Oh, look at the center of culture and art. Look at it."
Slump turns around and very obviously not even like able to conceal the fact that he's not being objective. Goes,
Oh yeah, I mean if Slump, if beef is the best you got, then well, it's amazing you got this far. You know, Slump taking shits harder than him.
Well, all right.
Shits, big
Yeah.
runny shits.
All right.
It's true.
Garlic sausage goes right
So-
through me.
Apparently, the people in Hayland are just big talkers and not big fighters. I understood. Understood.
Thinks he was doing a-okay until you interrupted him. Were you afraid he was gonna hurt your big friend?
Well, to be fair,
I mean,
you
no,
you
that's pretty
interrupted
accurate.
yourselves.
You guys
No,
could
no,
probably
no, no, no,
steamroll Halen like no problem.
Well,
Except for all those defenses. And
Yeah.
Stuff.
Except for all the defenses that we know about exclusively.
Wait, what?
But-
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
You know,
they're all gonna die.
I don't really know what to believe with you guys. But yeah, no, it is survival of the fittest and survival of the, you know, top cream of the crop here. So
I'm gonna
do
ask
for
Tech a question. I'm sure he doesn't want to answer. Hey, so, okay, listen. I only have one question about you. I don't really survival of the fittest. Yeah, I get it. Most archaic civilizations do that. That's fine. What do you do with the women and children?
oh, they fight.
Whoa,
Oh,
no, of the town you're conquering.
Oh, they're dead.
Whoa, you don't like absorb armies or anything?
I mean,
like
shit, that's pretty efficient.
Yes, I mean if they submit, we absorb them. If they fight, we kill them.
Wait. What do you mean by absorb?
That's a good question.
They if the city's still
Exactly what I
intact,
absorb.
they become kind of a franchise of ISO. They keep their people, and
Is the word you're looking for vassal?
yeah, that's the word.
Okay.
Franchise is a little bit more catchy. It's a term I'm kind of coming up with myself.
Oh,
But
okay.
vassal
I'm not
vassal
sure
would
that
also
you
be
really
a
got
word.
a good grasp on.
I'm pretty sure
on when
franchise.
to
Well, the
use
word
that
franchise
one.
doesn't exist yet. I'm just creating it right now. Yes,
That's a pretty good. That's a
Wow.
pretty good word. Can
That's
I
a
buy
dumb
into
word.
it by any chance?
absolutely. You can buy into
Looking for
it.
investors.
Yes, so they become a vassal of ISO if they submit, and if they don't, we kill them until there's nothing left.
Oh,
Wow.
hey,
Yikes.
that's neat.
That's the way it goes. If they were strong,
I
they
mean,
would resist us. If they're weak, they die.
Diplomatic talks, right? At least
But
they're
then-
quick.
But then what you have like an empty city that if you were to move your army over there to take it, then your army is really spread out and thin and you're less defensible and stuff.
So this
our
guy right up-
s- Our city is always quite defensible.
So this guy initially said that he kills the women and children, so Galdrick hates him and he wants his whole city to burn.
That's fair. And as you guys are proceeding through the city, just like let me make sure I get all of my notes right. I want to make sure that you hear and see all the things you're supposed to hear and see.
What does it smell like in here?
It smells quite clean. Like this steam really pushes all of the air out. So I guess it's. Oh wait, no. I guess it smells like fucking sulfur, doesn't it?
That's okay.
Yeah, no. You're right on top of a volcano. It smells like literal ass.
Oh,
Everywhere that like every time we like turn a new corner,
Yeah.
you see from going.
oh. Is everyone so grouchy here because your whole place smells like shit?
Oh no, we get used to that eventually. It's
Oh,
really unpleasant when you first show up. I will admit that.
that's- Man, what a bummer.
Do you have a lot of volcanoes? Or like are all the cities on a volcano, or is this unique?
No, I believe this is the only city on top of a volcano. We've got one or two here in ISO, but no, we're the only ones that made a city on top of it. And to be fair, it was just Jared that made it.
I'm not gonna lie, is it an inactive volcano or are you guys idiots?
Oh, it's active. Active, absolutely active. It gives us a lot of energy, a lot of power. It does a lot of work for us.
What do you
Yeah,
do?
okay.
What if it erupts?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Jared takes care of that.
Oh, he just like smushes it back down.
Depending on the size of the eruption, he'll quell it, he'll direct it, he'll do whatever he needs to do.
Sounds like quite the god.
I don't know about a god. God seems, I mean,
sounds like quite the god.
Slump like gets down on one knee and goes,
Hail, Jared. Hail, Jared. The overseers this land. Hail to the god, Jared Kane.
no, he's not the god. He's a loyal servant of Torm. Yeah, no, he's not.
Has Torm ever interrupted the volcano?
Well, I mean, Jared is the conduit through which Torm acts, so Jared's actions are Torm's actions.
Okay.
Hail Torm.
Okay, well.
Hail Torm.
Oh.
Hail
Okay, all
Torm.
right. Whoa. Ooh, okay. You got it, yep.
And as you guys start to make your way
Oh,
through,
look at the Planetar when he's saying that shit.
Planetars are actually back at the gates.
Oh, that's
Oh, we
right.
didn't-
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yep. And as you guys start progressing through the city, you start to hear something. Like, at first you think it might be the volcano starting to erupt as you hear like a thunderous rumble. And then you hear some sort of a shout. And as you guys keep walking, you hear another thunderous rumble and another shout. And then you realize these final buildings right in front of the keep are full of thousands and tens of thousands of people all training at once. And you're hearing their feet stomp down at once. And you're hearing their kind of battle cries as they do actions, and the entire city is currently doing drill.
Wow.
That's upsetting.
And as you guys kind of pass by the buildings, you can't hear the hammers anymore, and all you hear is the thunderous stomping and the thunderous battle shouting of everyone. And like, you can hear the women and the children in there too, and they sound like they are practicing for murder. They are not taking this lightly. This is not like an empty rite. This is active battle training.
Pretty much as soon as you can lift a sword, hey, you're at it.
Absolutely. And if you can't lift a sword, you know, you're strapped onto the adults or whatever. Like, no one avoids battle training. But then again, Avar has never lost a battle, so it's probably working. Oh yes, so they yes, with the entire city is an army. They train every day, and we have tournaments every week. People die in the tournaments regularly. This is the way of ISO. Survival of the strongest. Survival by the best battlers, be that strength of arms, strength of strategy, or strength of will. That is the way it goes here. Thus is
How
the
long
law.
has it been that way?
Thousands of years since the beginning of ISO. It's been Jared's decree.
Oh, so as long as Jared's been in power.
Well, yes. ISO didn't exist before Jared. He created the province, created the city of Avar, and stated the law. And once you arrive at that huge building at the back, Stormcrow kind of wheels around you guys so that he's behind you. And he says, all right, this is the Timeless Throne. Enter, pass through the main hall, go up the stairs at the back, and climb all the way to the top to meet Jared.
You're not coming with us?
No, I've got to stand guard upon the battlements. At this point, you're kind of on your own.
Just a genuine question.
Yes.
When was the last time this town was attacked?
Not very frequently anymore. Once or twice a year. We usually crush the armies that attack us so soundly that not many try for it, but a city that is untested is unworthy, so we usually get 1 or 2 assaults per year.
How could they dare when their king is here?
Well, if you can kill him, if you can take the city, you are worthy. And
Worthy of what?
ruling the entire province, of decreeing new law, of everything. Absolutely, it is
Neat.
trial by combat here, so
Huh.
Galdrick's
Well, I
already
mean-
thinking of ways to kill the guy.
Trial by what kind of combat? No magic, all that bullshit. Yeah.
oh no, any if you can take the city, if you can
Okay,
kill it,
so
yeah.
what the fuck? No, you can do whatever you want in war. That makes total sense. But hey, at the gate, no magic, not cool, not honor. Fuck this.
Hey, Slump thinks it's great. Slump thinks you got a great system.
Thank you,
Yeah, of course.
thank you.
So, did you say what's that big banging noise?
Oh, that's the auto hammers. They're smithing the armory for the city, repairing.
Everybody does it. Every house.
Every house does it. Yeah, no, it's not done by the people. It's done by largely the steam wheels.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything we should know about Jared? What's he like? What's his favorite ice cream?
Jared. Well, you see, I've got a pretty good sense of humor. Jared doesn't share my sense of humor, so I would try to be.
You have a good sense of humor.
I like to think I've got a pretty good sense of humor.
Jesus, this is a low bar.
You want to know?
No, I mean, check it out. He's out on the.
Yeah, tell
He's
Slump.
out on the battlement.
Yeah, I'll
while
give you-
everyone
I'll
else
give
is
you- I'll give you a
training.
good
It's
joke.
fucking joke.
I got a
Slump
good
joke.
I got a good joke
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. Okay.
One time
Okay.
I saw a person, I think they were quite young, probably maybe 20, and I crushed their skull with my bare hands. No, they were an enemy.
okay.
Don't you get it?
Where did you find the bear?
Hail Torm!
Hail Torm! Hail Jared. Okay.
I've got a great sense of humor.
So what would happen if someone said something that Jared didn't find funny?
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. He could just turn you off.
Ooh. Well,
If you, depending on.
Say,
Slump has that effect on women anyway.
So are you? Damn it, Slump!
Yes, I mean, it depends. It's just, he'll cast you out. He'll kind of flick the light in your eyes off. Depends on what you do to upset him.
that sounds like it's high stakes.
It's relatively high stakes. Not many people go to see Jared because not many people come back from seeing Jared.
Wow, that's fucked.
Well, I think he'll want to talk to us.
I mean, it's your funeral. Well, we don't have funerals. It's your trip, dead carcass, ragdolling into the volcano.
Okay, good boy.
God. Okay. Oh, sorry. I mean, oh my Jared. Okay. Anything else, just in a general sense that we should know?
Be brief and to the point. Say what is most important. Don't waste his time. And for the love of Jared, don't lie to him.
Okay.
For the love
Why
of
did
Torm,
you look at me when you said that?
Does he know? Does he know if we do? Can he read inside Slump's meow meow?
well,
Can
that's
he read Slump's meow meow?
that's not really something I totally understand, to be honest. You'll kind of know.
I point to my brain.
Slump's
No,
meow meow.
no,
Look,
I know.
this-
I got that. He was also pointing to his own head.
Okay.
I got that. Well, it's kind of, to be totally honest, I don't really know.
That's spoopy.
Yeah.
Doesn't that spoop your pants?
It seems like he always knows if you're lying, but at the same time, I've seen lies seemingly go unnoticed. So I
Doesn't
can't.
that make
I
you do a
couldn't.
big spoop in your bum though?
I'm sorry.
don't know?
What?
Doesn't it make you feel like you're gonna do a big spoop in your bum?
That's sorry. What? One more time.
Doesn't it
Didn't
make
quite
you
catch that.
Feel like you're gonna do a big spoop inside your bum bum.
All right. I'll see you
when
guys later.
You don't know.
Have fun.
What about those lies that Pat? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so much for fucking good sense of humor. My ass, my poopy bum
Okay,
ass.
yeah,
All right,
okay,
well,
great. Well, maybe you just
okay,
don't
no,
say any
new-
of those things to Jared. All those things,
question.
get them out of your
Okay, yeah.
system.
all right,
Don't
new
bring them up to
question.
Jared.
New question, okay?
All right.
New question. New slate.
Yep.
Does he have anyone in his cabinet that we should look out for?
Yes.
Oh, who?
Yeah, but they're all chopped up. Oh.
In the cabinet because they wouldn't. I get
That
it.
was a joke. That guy gets it. That
What?
guy.
Slump did not get that at all. Slump is upset that you said that.
Slump smacks Jake.
I am weak and I crumple to the ground and just stay there. I just stay there. Just look up at the sky.
Slump has now grabbed Jake by like the hood of his cloak and is just dragging him across the floor.
I'm just like a toddler eating a sandwich with my feet dragging out behind me.
I look at the guy escorting us. I say, "This is your fault."
Jake, what you notice about the ground being so close to it is that it is volcanic stone that has been soaked with blood.
Oh, gross.
Sweet.
So it's like that spongy,
Wow. That's upsetting.
yeah, that kind of spongy absorbent stone that is soaked
Ew.
red with blood.
What is this
Oh.
fucking Tom Cruise War of the Worlds red fucking vine
Yeah, yeah,
shit? Ew.
yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
like the blood's all like long dried and congealed that just dyed the stones?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And
Close.
I think somebody had a question in there somewhere.
We were basically just asking about the cabinet.
Oh
member.
yeah, you were asking, who to watch
Yeah.
out for.
Yeah.
Jared's closest advisor is the Red Knight. This is Lady Caitlin Tyndall Bloodhawk. And she is Torm's companion, the god Torm. so I would not run
Did you
afoul
say
of her.
Companion? What do you mean by companion? Like,
I mean,
companion?
no one's really sure. I mean, Torm doesn't come and visit very often, so we're not really sure.
Can't gauge the
she-
interactions.
Like, can she and Torm?
And Slump is now, he's like holding his hands up, and you think he's going to do a lewd gesture, but he doesn't even really know what he's asking. So he starts like rubbing his scalp with one hand, and then he picks his nose, and then he's jabbing his fingers towards the guard, like again, like just pointing at him, and then he waves his arms in a circle, and then he looks very earnestly like,
Well, so do they, you know?
You see, that's the kind of question I wouldn't ask when you get up there. That would be the exact. I'm glad you guys are doing this now with me, who is such a good sense of humor. Because if you do that shit up there, you'll be having a one-way trip to the bottom of the volcano.
Okay, all right, good to know.
I mean, I don't want to gloss over this though. Is the dude taking like a fragment of Torm to Pound Town?
Well, it's not a fragment of Torm. It's just Torm's kind
Torm's
of
girlfriend.
Well, see, that's a troublesome word. That's a problematic word. That's gonna just call her Torm's companion. All right,
Hot little piece
companion.
of ass.
Boy, now I kind of want to throw you in the volcano. You understand? You're talking about my god's companion too, right?
Slump is just trying to understand. Relax.
Oh, well, no, you know what? I'm not relaxed. I'm not relaxed at all. I'm about 5 seconds away from, just kind of throwing you all down into the volcano. So
much for having a sense of humor, am I right? Jesus.
Listen, I've got the biggest sense of humor you're going to find here.
That's really upsetting.
Well, it's not all laughs and poop jokes like it is over in Hayland. All right.
Sounds like laughs and poop jokes is how you were conceived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slump didn't mean that. Slump did not mean that, okay? Slump didn't mean it.
So watch out for the Red Knight.
Okay.
Lady Caitlin is not one to be trifled with, and she is literally the god's companion, and there is no greater warrior or strategist than the Red Knight.
Not Torm. No.
Nope. Not Torm.
I jumped into a black hole one
Torm's a
time.
little bitch.
I don't know what a black hole is. Also, maybe we don't say nasty things about Torm.
Didn't you say that? Didn't you say that?
That she's the greatest strategist?
Well.
Wait, didn't Ula drop kick this Torm dude? I don't remember.
Torm? No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure that's what we heard. That's the word on the street.
She drop kicked some big dude in armor with is it the gauntlet with the hand? Is that his thing?
She drop kicked?
Oh yeah, dude, like Pete with the grapefruit, throw back to the 90s, she was like badoof, and he was like youch, and that was it.
I'm not.
You mean what? I don't remember that part. The mist?
No, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
I think it's a reference I'm not getting.
Okay.
There are 3 people out there who might get that. This is for you.
All right, so please pass through the chamber, go up the stairs, meet with Jared, be direct and to the point. And I'll see you if you come out, which means I probably won't see you.
All right, it's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same.
Oh, you can. You can.
Oh, he's got jokes.
As soon as he says that, sort of like a child who's been chastised or told that they can't get a sweet or something like that, Slump faces the ground, perpendicular, straight looking at the ground, and slows down his steps, and he's very noticeably slowed down to the point where he's moving so fucking slow that he's moving so slow the party has to stop. He's moving one step every 30 seconds.
Like Charlie Brannigan.
Yeah, exactly. Just demanding that people notice how upset he is.
And Stormcrow, because you guys are at the gate now, and Lord Stormcrow does just start riding away on his horse.
Oh, he's gone. Oh.
Bye.
Dickhead.
It's okay, Slump. He's gone now.
Dickhead.
Oh dear. Well,
Do you want a PB and Jeeb or 10?
No, Slump just wants to go and talk to the bad man in the big stupid house.
Oh wait, shit. What were we here for? I don't remember.
We were here we're talking to Mr. Jared, mostly to see if there's something that he knows about the Misty Dogs, some things.
Yeah, if there's any mist encroaching on this land, or if it's only in Hayland.
Because I remember Ula had some like pretty important stuff, and then we were like, "Oh shit, she's pretty fucked up," and then we really got off on that tangent, and I don't remember where it started.
Shoot, I think you're right.
I'm gonna flip through my once hackjack notebook, spell book, to see if I wrote down what it was.
So, I genuinely fucking hate the ISO people already. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They're very
So
militaristic.
everyone sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all dicks.
Yeah.
They're all dicks.
Sense of humor.
So, just so OC planning sort of thing, if you will. I'm 100% trying to find a way because they're not going to be like, yeah, we know what the mist is. They're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I bet you. Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to bait and send Izo's army after them and be like, you guys fucking take care of it. I have a challenge for you guys. That's what I'm going to do.
Liking it.
Should we tell them like the mist is coming for them
Yeah.
or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that? And if it gets there,
Well-
like it's not defensible, they have to take the fight to the mist. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
The risk is they know when we're lying. So if there's a way that that's true, if we can phrase it so that it's true for sure, or we at least believe
The
it
mist is
Okay.
the biggest threat to the region.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know, like hard stop. I think you're good there.
Yeah, and it's like because it was a real problem before the provinces formed, so it could be, and the provinces only formed after the mist was taken care of, and so the mist coming back would mean the provinces could fall, maybe.
And I'm assuming the timeline all lines up. Like whenever Jared made all these black towers in this city, is probably the same time Ula made the fucking other tower in that city, and probably
Yeah,
the same time Robin made the other city. At least that's what I think Jake's brain says.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's brain says.
Yep, agree. My notes just say go to Izo, tell Jared ask him whether the mist is acting up on his border, and then he'll give us return marks. And then I go into a big description of what Ula's hair looks like, which is super helpful. Thank you, Past.
Yeah. The farming village that we checked out, that was still like within the borders of Halen / Rena or whatever, right?
Yep.
It wasn't in this. Was it close at all to the Izo border?
It was a little ways away. It was like a half day's travel away from the border.
So we could use that as a stepping stone. Like,
Pretty close.
yeah, like the Halen or Ren. So wait, Halen's the city, Rena's the region.
Hayland is the province. Rena is the city.
Got it. Okay. So we can just sort of say that like Halen's been dealing with this and now it's moving towards them, or maybe it's already here, sort of thing. Citing that other city. Did that city have a name? The little, I'm sorry. not
Oh,
city,
the
like,
little farming village. Oh shit.
We'll just call it farming. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I
Don't worry
don't.
about
It maybe did, and I sure as fuck don't remember what it was.
Farming Village 17.
Yeah, honestly.
So basically what I'm wondering is, as we're going into this, are we going into this with the suspicion that he might have something to do with the mist being around, or are we sort of trying to gauge whether or not he can give us some counter intelligence on Ula? Like, are we going to be there like, hey man, this mist, what's up with that? Or are we going to like, hey man, have you met this Ula bitch? Is she fucking wacky or what? Like, what are we hoping to get any information from this interaction other than what we were ostensibly collecting explicitly for Ula? Because that's why we came here. We came here for the purpose of gathering information for Ula, but is there any questions we can think of that we want to ask him for our own information?
I think so. Like, I definitely think sharing the information we have with him is going to sort of be like establishing our rapport, and then also being like, man, fucking Ula, right?
Yeah.
Even just learning more about their past, I think, for me, just with them splitting, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they are, my theory right now is they're all pieces of a planar key. So if we can get a sense of who, like, when they got their powers, what that really was. Just anything more about his past is what I would like to know.
I mean, if we had the same sort of inquisitive conversation that we had with Ula, I feel like we would come away with understanding quite a bit.
But how do we do that without getting volcanoed?
I think carefully.
Oh, okay. Yeah. okay.
Now you're
Yeah,
just
okay.
ridiculous.
Well, yeah,
I know we don't
mean,
know how to do that.
That's how we could do it. It's not how we will do it.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess Lump would just like, we're standing at like the front steps.
Yep, exactly.
I guess unless there's anything else we want to clarify, I guess we'll go in.
Sounds good.
I think we're going in.
Okay. You guys.
You, Jen!
Oh,
Sorry.
dang.
We all get thrown in the volcano. Next campaign.
You guys take your first steps into that giant black citadel that Stormcrow had named the Timeless Throne. And as soon as you step in to the Timeless Throne, you feel that sensation in your mind, that prying feeling, that kind of passing attention of some sort of planar key-like power. And again, it's like an echo. It's not as directed and overwhelming as Volos or Kerr was, but the sensation is unmistakable. Also, there are no guards in here at all. It is completely empty. And it doesn't look like there would be places for people either. It's not like they're out in the training session. There are no seats. There are no posts. There's no nothing. There is just a vaulted ceiling and a hall of trophies.
What sort of trophies?
There are banners hanging off the walls with symbols on them. You start to gather, after kind of having that discussion with Stormcrow, that these are the armies that he has destroyed, and this is the last remaining banner of houses and cities that he has eradicated.
Oh my god.
Okay, when you were saying trophies, I was thinking like...
Yeah, like number one
like-
is figure skating.
Oh, no, I thought it was like serial killer trophies. Yeah.
Well, that's
All
just
right.
it. There are also beast heads, enormous beast heads hanging from the walls or suspended for chains from the ceiling.
Do any of the symbols on the banners look familiar? Like, do they ring a bell from Hayland or anything like that?
I'm not even going to have you roll a perception check because you definitely don't recognize any of these symbols.
Okay.
I guess one thing that you notice is that they all look battle worn. None of these were sewn for trophies. They were in the battle and then were taken as the last vestige of the family that existed. And as you wander through this hall of trophies, there's just one staircase at the very back, and as you climb up the stairs, it kind of slowly turns to do kind of a 360, one single rotation, but you're now kind of up at the front of the tower rather than the back, and you are walking up towards in front of the throne. You're maybe coming up 30 feet away from the throne itself. And sitting on the throne is a man in his late 40s, wearing a solid iron cuirass with the emblazoned symbol of the white gauntlet on it, which you guys now know is the symbol of Torm, which is basically Bahamut's boss. He's the greater deity of law. His arms and his legs are lightly armored, strapped with black leather, with bracers on his arms and shin guards on his legs, and he wears no crown, but his face is heavily scarred. His left cheekbone is caved in, and on the left side of his mouth, it's heavily damaged from old battle wounds.
This guy sounds like fucking Snope.
Yeah. That's honestly kind of what he looks like. Yeah.
Ew.
Like, he is fucked up. The right side of his face has a series of deep wounds on it, but his eyes are untouched. His eyes are piercing and gray, and even from this far away, you can see him weighing and measuring all of you. He has short, trimmed, dulling red hair. It's kind of a more washed rust tone with hints of gray. Around the throne are a small gathering of people, the people that you kind of saw from the ground level. Most of the people are in robes, but one of them you see and recognize right away. It's a woman in full red armor. On her chest is etched the horse head chest piece of the knight with stars for eyes. This, you know, is the Red Knight. This is Lady Caitlin Tyndall Bloodhawk, Torm's companion. And as you approach, Jared kind of lifts his hand and kind of makes like an approach motion.
Slump does the same thing back. He thinks that this is how you wave an ISO.
I like immediately want to like take his hand and like lower it and like start to, like his hand starts to raise, my hand lowers his hand. I'm like, no.
Greetings.
Hi.
Do you guys
Hello.
approach?
Yeah, we approach.
Okay. And he speaks, and it's not a grandiose voice at all. It's not booming. It's not terrifying. It's just a man's voice. And he says, "What are you doing in Avar?"
Nice to meet you. My name's Galdrick. We're here on a diplomatic mission because shit's going down.
Have you noticed any big misty cloud dogs?
Misty cloud dogs.
Misty cloud dogs, seen them?
Bad biz ones. Yeah, bad. They're bad.
No. What are your names?
I already said my name's
I
Galdrick.
got your name. Yes, thank you.
Galdrick.
Yep.
This is Slump.
Hi.
This is Yake.
Yeah,
Your guards tried to kill him. Please excuse him if he's a little out of it. And I can never remember your name. What's your name? I point at Lude. I'm just fucking around.
This is Lou.
This is Lou. My bad. This is Lou.
Well, you stand in the presence of Jared Kane, the Eternal King of Izo. And you are here for Mist Dogs?
Well,
Can Slump ask a question of the mighty Jared Kane?
Yes.
Where Slump comes from, we tell stories of your greatness.
Well-
Every boy who grows up dreams that someday he might be able to meet the Jared Kane and ask him a question that would prove his power. Is it okay if Slump asks a question to prove your power? Not that you need to be tested. This is only to complete Slump's pilgrimage.
it's a pilgrimage thing, sir.
It's a pilgrimage thing, sir.
What?
Slump would ask Jared, does Mr. Kane have the capacity to answer any question without getting angry?
I suppose so.
Can Mr. Kane choose not to get angry no matter the question?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Can you promise Slump that you won't get angry if he asks a question?
Well, now I'm starting to get angry at the setup, so
Well,
I
Mighty?
can promise you that I'll try not to get angry.
Well, then that doesn't sound like Jared. Maybe it's not the real Jared. Okay.
And you guys start to feel
No. He's just fucking around, sir. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine.
Stop.
I wanted to ask him a question.
I know you want to ask him a question, but right now we're busy.
Okay.
We'll ask him before we leave. The mist dogs that we're talking about. I kind of look at Jared, and then I kind of like head tilt over towards Slump, and then I point at mine, and then I do small with my fingers, right? but I'm doing it on the opposite side of Slump, so there's no way he sees it.
Gotcha.
You know, it doesn't. I can do it in front of Slump. He wouldn't fucking see it.
That's also true.
I kind of and I kind of like give like praying hands, like please bear with me, you know?
yeah.
And so I'm like, the mist dogs are okay. I know you said the name of the creatures, but I've already fucking forgotten. Forgotten?
Oh, the like what they turned into kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, So it's a Nellfish knee.
Sphinx, Mephistopheles.
Yeah, so an Androsphinx, a Hezru, and a Nellfish knee.
Nellfish knee, yeah. Yeah, so
Mr. Mistopheles.
I'm sure you, as a brave and valiant warrior, are more than familiar with the Elfish knee and the Hezrus, for instance. Now imagine, if you will, 60-foot tall versions of them, and coming out of the woods, and also very deformed.
This is happening in Hayland.
Not necessarily Hayland. Well, I guess it would be Hayland. Yeah, I guess it would be. It's more of happening like in the woods,
across the border, and then
Across the
slightly
border.
encroaching
Yeah,
into Hayland.
On the border of Izo and Hayland.
Yes, I think that's where it's coming from. Yeah.
It's about a half day's journey. There's a farming village, and it started closer to Rena, and it's moving towards you guys. It's not.
Yeah.
It looks like it originates in Ramadan's land.
Yeah. Were you guys aware of that green dragon that swooped in about 3 months ago?
Oh yes, that flew over us and unfortunately landed somewhere in Hayland. I suppose we weren't able to take care of it. Yeah,
it did. It's fine. The mist took care of it because it was actually headed towards us. Then that mist grew a hand, grabbed the dragon out of the sky, and pulled it into the woods. And those sounds are going to keep me up for a long time. I've been bred in war. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm actually older than you, and I have been fighting for a long time. Okay.
Older than me.
That is some shit. Yeah, it's a long story. It's a whole big angel thing. It's confusing. Don't worry about it.
No, I buy it.
Yeah, we all have our crosses to bear, right?
Lady Caitlin here has been around for quite a while as well.
Is Lady Caitlin? Okay, she's right here. So the okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
lady.
do you like know each other?
Do we?
Do you know Lady Caitlin?
Do we? I don't know.
Do you know the Red Knight? I don't think so. I don't think so.
God, how cool would it be if I kind of did?
I know. I can't say for sure that you don't, because you've been around for so long. It's possible. It's possible. But also, Lady Caitlin is actually like the current avatar of the Red Knight. So the Red Knight has been different women.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you probably don't know Lady Caitlin, but you might know the Red Knight.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember where we were other than
So
This
grab the
happens
dragon.
with us.
Yeah, grab the dragon and then yeah. Whatever that, I'm not sure what this is, but it's new and it's pretty heckin' terrifying, yo.
it's coming from above, you say?
It is, yeah, and it's new, but it's also old. Ula
Very old.
mentioned when she sent us to you that you had dealt with something similar in the past, far past.
Are you talking about? You're saying this is coming from the mist?
Yes,
The
it
mist,
is the
yes.
mist
We have
itself.
cloud dogs.
That's
Hello?
impossible.
Mom's dead.
No,
That's
but
absolutely impossible.
okay. Well, you can say that. That's exactly what they said. They also said the same thing about the shut up! Don't tell me. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! I was looking at
Shut
Slum.
your mouth.
Shut up!
Oh.
Shut up!
Oh.
Shut up! The horny
barb-
devil,
the
the,
barb
spiked
devil.
devil, the barb devil. Barb devil. They also said the same thing about the barb devil. Then we showed them the body.
The Barb Devil? Where?
Yeah.
In Above
Well-
or in Hayland?
Fuck, where was that? I think that was
This
in
was-
Heelan.
This was closer to Rena
That was,
proper.
that was closer to Rena, yeah.
Mhm.
But it was coming as if its direction was like from above, because it said there was a wait, okay. So I don't have a map.
Yeah.
So is above east or west of Halen?
Yeah, let me just draw this.
Okay.
Shares western region with Hayland, so I think Hayland and Izo are like north south on the western region.
That's Above.
Okay.
That's Izo. That's Hayland.
Got you. And where was
It's
So,
coming from
The Barb Devil
east.
was kind of there.
got you.
The farming village was kind of right there.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, when we killed this Barb Devil, he wanted to make a deal, as they do. I feel like that's common knowledge for everybody. As they do. And we said no. And then he gave us the knowledge anyways. And he pretty much said, beware the terror of the East.
Are you trying to suggest that Ibov is doing something to the other provinces? Or just to Hayland?
No, not at all. But I think there might be something going on beneath your nose.
Are you saying that in your border towns there's been nothing? There's no reports of encroaching mist?
Well, we get reports of combat and battle and death all the time. It's all death, it's all war all the time. So, yes, I know all about death and war in the East. It's the same as the death and war in the West. As far as I'm concerned, there's been no difference.
Is that death and war between men or between demons and stuff from mist and monsters and stuff like that?
I mean, some of it's from demons and monsters, but we have people who can summon those sorts of things. I've never thought that this was anything more than...
I mean, not to interrupt, summon like the normal size.
That's just it, the normal size.
Yeah, the stuff from the mist just straight up yanked the dragon. I assume adult? I don't know, not big on the dragon knowledge.
It
But
was
just
an adult.
straight out of the sky. Just was like, grab, chomp, chomp, chomp.
Just to give you another example as well. 3 months prior to this, okay, we first got here from out of town,
Yep.
And pretty much our second day here, we came across a hippogriff, a hippodorf, and it had all sorts of crazy wounds on it. Okay, I'm talking some really strange wounds. Okay,
all right.
It attacked us because it was wild. We killed it. We put it down, as you do with these sorts of beasts.
Of course.
However, we wanted to find out what gave this beast its lacerations. That's what led us to the Barb Devil. However, the Barb Devil, the wounds that a Barb Devil wouldn't inflict on this. The Barb Devil then said, beware the terror of the East. 3 months later, the mist emerged and we saw it drag a dragon, it's a funny sentence, out of the sky.
This seems impossible.
Well,
to me.
I'm telling you that if you send a few of your men to scout is there a name of that forest?
Just kind of the border to above.
If you send a few of your men to the border where the forest line begins, and you send them into wherever this fog is, I can guarantee you they will not return.
If you have the option of scrying, we actually have myself and Archmage Raisko do have the body in stasis. You can give a little peek on the hippogriff and you can look at the big ass fucking wounds on it, and you're like, oh yo, those are way too big for the normal versions, and it's like right there it is. Got it.
You want me to come with you to Hayland?
Oh no, I was like, if you have a dude who could scry, you could see it, and then you could be like, oh wow, those are big, this checks out, just an option.
I think I'd rather see the forest for myself.
I would recommend you take an army. Do you have an army? You probably have an army.
Oh, I have an army, but
okay.
I won't need much more than a handful of guards, and of course you. I think you're going to escort me.
Cool.
I want you to show me this.
Okay.
Hold on.
That sounds like fun.
Well, hold on.
That sounds like a good time.
Mr. God King, how do you feel about really big horses?
Really big horses.
I mean, it's something I need to get out of the way. It's a problem with some people. It skeeves them out. I've got a really big horse. Just make sure you're cool with it. I don't want your excellency butt cheeks to be like skeeved out by my work.
I can handle a horse.
I'm like subtly shaking my head no.
Nope, that's okay. I just wanted to.
Eyes have gone wide and he's sweating profusely.
In which case, Mr. God King Kane, I can procure rapid transport.
All right. I mean, the forest is going to be
Rapid
4 or 5 day ride.
transport.
It'll take us 12 minutes tops, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That
It's
is a
waiting
trick
though.
I would like to see.
Well, how close are we to?
You're
to
like
him?
you're
Is it
like 10 or 20 feet away from him.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna try and whip a card at him, but this is not the place. Wait, is the red knight like closer to us, like below the dais or
No,
dais?
well, I mean, like a little bit, like maybe
Yeah,
50.
all right, never mind. I'll definitely like have the muscle memory of like
Yeah.
pulling a card and then notice it's mostly like blackened and just put it back.
Yeah. And I think you see him, he kind of leans and whispers to one of the robed advisors, who then kind of scurries off. And he says, they're going to go get 20 men to help us with this issue.
Okay, and we're just looking. We're not gonna fight.
If there's something coming from above into here, I will destroy it.
Are you
Okay.
confident with the last time you saw these mist dogs, you killed them no problem?
Well, the last time they were around, I tangled with one or two and they were incredibly difficult. But since then, I've grown in power immensely. If these are the same abominations, I will destroy them. I could...
What if, just out of curiosity, what if they grew in power too?
That wouldn't make sense. That we
Well, you
were
grew in
assured
power.
this wouldn't happen.
But you grew in power.
Wait. Why who?
I can't tell you that.
Well, I don't want to pry, but if it would be as easy as going in and, you know, bang bang, we fight them, Ula would have definitely already done this, but she has not.
Well, Ula's got her own thing. She's not really big on combat.
Well, she may have changed a little bit since you met her last.
The first time I met her, she killed 14 people because she could.
Well, then I don't know why she's not dealing with this, because let me assure you, Ula has the capability to deal with this. I guarantee you
That's,
that.
Probably, sir, if I may, because you are much cooler.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, the lava thing, it's pretty,
Yeah.
it's a good motif.
Thank you. I thought it
very nice.
exudes power and authority.
Yeah. It doesn't make me think of explosive diarrhea at all.
Well, now it makes me think of that a little bit.
Sorry, sir.
Damn
Sorry,
it.
sir.
No, you know
Sorry,
what?
sir.
No, the Stormcrow dude said you didn't have a sense of humor, and I think he was lying
I
to
think
us.
he's
That was a
really
solid
nice.
bit. Solid.
That Stormcrow guy really made you out to be like, ooh. I think you.
Stormcrow said I didn't have a sense of humor.
Oh.
Well,
How unfortunate for him. Don't worry,
Yeah.
somebody else will see you into the city next time.
okay, good. Thank God, because that guy was a little.
We'll try.
I've
Yeah.
always wondered about him.
Yeah.
Beef, though. Good dude. I don't know where you got him. He's
I
really neat.
love Beef.
Bit of a pussy.
He's a big,
Yep.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
Bit of a
they were in the middle of
bit
a
of a
fight,
puss.
and then
Yep.
Stormcrow man guy was like, "Stop the fight! Make that one fight!" And I pointed
Well,
Jake.
no,
"Make
I mean,
that
I don't
one
think
fight."
it was
because-
that was the plan.
Well, okay, yeah, that's okay. Well, they did stop the fight and make Jake fight without any magic, and I kind of like pointed at Jake's arms. They made this fight.
I just
be-
shrug and accept it.
All right, well, and you start to hear the marching sound of 20 armed guards show up. And as soon as they show up, the Red Knight, she has a helmet on right now. She just kind of turns and very kind of militaristically steps in front of the guard and starts marching them back down the stairs with her.
So, quick question. Obviously, she's a woman of little words, but
Yeah.
how?
Don't just.
No. I'm being good. Okay, I'm being good. Okay, Galdrick has a penis for the first time in his life because he's
That's
not in
true.
a fake body.
That's
Okay?
true.
And she is literally the embodiment of law and justice. Okay, he's gotta have a hard on for her.
Oh, God.
The law and just you just aggressively wear chastity belts at each other for eternity.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. Exactly. So, she's gonna join us too, huh?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, she's
And
my
they're all-
my master strategist. She will be telling or not. She will be informing the decisions we make.
Fantastic. I understand
Neat.
she's for all intents and purposes, you know, very the embodiment, if you will, of her god.
Oh yes, her and Torm are two peas in a pod. Praise Torm.
Praise Torm.
Oh,
Neat.
totally.
All right, so you have are you going to conjure 26 horses?
Oh, yeah, something
We
like
only
that.
need
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
We only
It's
need
good.
one, sir.
Let's
sir,
just get to
may
the
I-
staging
may I-
area.
Yeah, we need a big space, and all I got to tell you, sir, is just trust us. We will earn your trust this day.
I suggest field rations after travel.
Yeah, no one with a queen.
Not before. It's a bit bumpy.
All right, well, I'm intrigued to see what could do a 4-day ride in 12 minutes.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Hey, big buddy.
Hey, little buddy.
Probably should have checked on this a bit earlier, but how you feeling?
I'm feeling real hungry. Like I
sweet,
could
what-
eat a whole bunch of little itty bitty men and women.
What? Oh God.
Okie doke. So we haven't really addressed this yet. What do you eat?
You. Every time we go for a ride.
Okay, that's fine.
Are you
Good
going
talk.
somewhere, little
Oh,
buddy?
totes. Yeah. I mean, like, you're on deck, bud. Give it,
Okay.
get a little stretch. Get the blood pumping.
I'm getting a real good stretch in here.
I hate this game.
Get. But no, give us like 5. These dudes, first time ride, so you know. Let's fuck them.
Oh, I can do that.
And I definitely think my portion of that was audible. Like I was just sort of looking into the middle distance above everybody
Yeah.
and speaking. And then I'll look back to God King Kane and be like, oh, yeah, we're good.
All right, well, let's go down into the courtyard. And there is like a space down in front of the keep. Yeah, so you guys all go down there. Jared looks like, as you guys are kind of passing through his hall of trophies, he does kind of look over all his trophies with a little bit of pride. And then you guys make your way outside, and there's all the people lined up. And Jared turns and says, all right, where are our horses?
Okie dokie. So, okay, guys, can you like help me out and do the like formation? You kind of know how far apart to stand. and,
Yeah.
like, you
All right,
squat.
everybody. Wait, how many seats is it? One per side? Do I say 2 columns or 4 columns spread?
well,
apart,
hold on.
You know.
So I'll sort of like stand at where the driver's seat would be and turn around, and I think we'll do like the one center aisle and then like 3 seats on each side, so it's sort of like
Oh my god.
like an airplane.
Boy, that's a
Okay.
very wide horse.
Well, we can do it too. It's
Yeah.
fine. You're the
No,
You're the
that's,
universe here.
I know, I love it.
Very
I'm just saying that is an upsetting image. It's going to
And
be a
then,
very
I
wide
I
face.
want you to like legit, just real quick. I have to interject this. I'm very glad that this is not a very massively crazy, widely known D&D campaign, because otherwise there might be cosplay and I might have to kill myself.
Oh man. Oh
That's
my
very
god.
good.
Oh my god.
If I go to TwitchCon and there's like 6 people all like,
Yeah.
"Hey," I'm punching them all in the mouth. I'm punching them all in the mouth.
fuck.
Every single one of them.
God, do not put that on me. I will
Oh
not
my
be able
God.
to attend any convention for the rest of my life.
I'm so proud.
Oh my god, because
Oh,
it would just
God.
be like a big horse head, a big horse ass, and then multiple people lined up with horse middles
Horse
around
bodies,
them.
yes. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Sorry,
Like a
please,
Tim Burton
please
James
continue.
Baxter.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
anyway.
Why?
James Baxter.
Oh
Why
my
did I
god.
do this?
Okay.
You're really gonna like this, Mr. King. You're gonna like it.
So yeah, I'll definitely sort of start this one a little different because it's their first time.
Yep.
And as Horsebus like apparates. I'll have him come up from the ground.
Yeah.
And it'll look like the back of a horse with a saddle, so everyone's kind of comfortable and they can like assume the position.
Yep.
I'm assuming these are all sort of like equestrian trained, like
Oh,
mounted
yeah.
fighting. They're
Yep.
all comfortable with that.
Yep.
And then like as they sit, it'll sort of like wrap around them like the seats on a roller coaster. So it
Yeah.
has like the shoulder straps.
Yeah.
And then from there, it'll sort of branch out, like his nervous system and cardiovascular
Oh.
system will like cage them in. And then his flesh will apparate. And I know we're going to be going through a tree line,
Yeah.
and we're pretty wide.
Yeah.
So I definitely think, like at the front of an Abrams, how it's that really like aggressive up angle, like a
Yeah.
ramp to smash down trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a
Oh my-
big sort of meat ramp of
Yes.
a chest,
Yep.
and then his towering eyeball illuminated head. And then yeah,
Yep.
Monkey Donkey, let's hit it.
I am fucking upset.
Hey there, little buddies. You guys want to get somewhere real fast?
Yeah.
Don't panic. This is normal. Just stay still.
All right, everybody, where are we going?
Oh shit.
To the. Oh wait, he would know where it was. He would know where it was. We're going to the woods on the border of Ibov and Halen, where the mist was, where we saw the dragon do some crazy shit.
Or wait, did we want to stay in the place we are now and not the other? Wait.
Oh no, yeah. I don't think we should be crossing any borders. Hey, God King, Kane.
Yeah, no, let's go to the border of Izo and Abov. Let's check out the forest there.
Yeah,
Dope.
that's what I'm. Okay, yeah, good call. Wasn't trying to start an international incident.
All right.
Look at us, all diplomatic and stuff. Okay, nobody move or you might die. Hit it.
All right, little buddies. I hope you're ready for a trip, because here we go.
I hate this part.
Yay! I love that.
And in like the span of just, I think because it is such a long trip, you guys haven't been inside this horse bus for like a full 12-minute ride before. And you guys take off and you're all just pushed into the seats so hard, and it's warm and it's squishy, so it kind of absorbs you as it goes.
Oh God, that is upsetting to fucking hear.
And then when you guys hit hyper horse speed, like everything outside is an absolute blur, and its legs don't seem to be moving quite fast enough for the speed that you guys are going at. And it's so long that it's kind of snaking around the trees as it goes until it gets to like dense parts where you just watch in lightning speed. It is annihilating dense tree stands as that big, meaty, bony, fucking upside down shovel on its chest just fucking flattens sections of forests. And you get a little bit of time to just sit in there, and it is absolutely silent other than like the gentle squishing and thumping of Horsebus's heart inside. And then sure enough, as the 12 minutes come to an end, you guys are at the
I
border.
definitely during that sort of like quiet period, just want to like turn around with a real big smile and look at Jared and just see how he's doing.
I think Jared is a very, very stoic man, shows very little emotion. And I think you can see a little bit of like concern or uncertainty on his face, as this is something that he's never experienced, something he's never conceived of. And it's just it's something that he had never known there was an existence for. And then like as you look over his shoulder into all the soldiers' eyes, like they are petrified. They are sure this is the highway to hell.
I have a question for you. When we take the horse bus, do we feel like we're more exhausted or anything like that? I'm sort of weirded out by his whole thing about eating us, and I'm wondering if somehow he's actually like siphoning energy from us in some weird unknown way.
It's more you get the feeling it's more like okay, I'll tell you, why don't we do this?
Was this spell a trap?
Let's just
You never realized that this is the new Volos?
Let's have everyone who's interested roll like a religion check.
I trust him implicitly. I refused.
Roll plus wisdom, or no, wait, roll plus intelligence for anyone who wants to.
Natty 20.
My God.
Harvesting our body heat.
Slump has rolled a natural 20. So Slump, you can actually kind of tell. You've been in, you know, this world for long enough to know that, and especially after your discussion with Ula, that faith is power. And the more you guys revere and fear Horsebus, it's kind of like power to him. Ew. And when you guys called him Horse God,
yes!
You guys have kind of been feeding him faith, and the more times you load him up with all huge armies of people, and they all kind of are instilled with this awe and fear and awe of Horsebus, you are in essence creating a horse god.
I'm multiclassing. Next level cleric.
No.
And you get the feeling the hunger that he was feeling was the hunger for faith and fear and devotees.
Okay, there it is. There's your Horsebus cosplay. You will be the acolytes of Horsebus.
Yeah, you could be the acolytes
will be his
of
cults. You will be his fold.
Oh my God.
That's very bad.
His
I'll take this
cultists.
the wrong way, but I'm genuinely really upset right now.
All right, little buddies. We're there. That was great. You guys want to go anywhere else?
Hey, Mr. Horsedock.
Yeah, what's up, Slump?
Slump has just a random question for you.
Of course, little buddy.
If you were in control of everything ever, what would the world look like?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do I have influence over his will because I made him, or is he his own like sentient thing that I'm just calling upon?
Is this Find Steed or is this
Phantom Steed?
Phantom Steed. Okay, then he's more a creation of yours. So you definitely have influence, although you are starting to feel like a will and sentience that is.
Oh, I will let that go.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is growing, like that power and that faith is creating an independence. But
let him go.
Yeah,
I'm not impacting this at all. Let him grow.
So, damn it. See, now my brain is like, wait a minute. So does that mean because he's an extension of you, more followers he gets, does that mean Jake gets?
Don't answer that question.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Well, Slump, I think it would look like a big open field with a whole lot of room to run and a whole bunch of little buddies for my tum-tum. I could run around and scoop them up in my mouth, and I could gobble them all down into my tum-tum for a ride.
Into your tum-tum, just for a ride though, right? Just
For a ride.
Then they go home, right?
Maybe. It depends on how long of a ride they want to go for.
Oh boy. Okay. All right, just wondering. Thanks.
All right, if you guys need another ride, you know who to call.
Oh,
Thank you, Horse Buzz.
Love you, big guy.
thanks, Horse Boss. Slump believes in you.
I love you too, and thanks, little buddy.
So are we are we like offloading and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, he's kind of like, oops. I'm very
Okay,
loud
so
here.
whenever we do offload,
Yeah.
shit, no, this would be player knowledge. Never mind. I was gonna ask everyone to thank him for his like assistance.
I mean, oh yeah, you didn't roll the. Well, I don't know. You can.
I just believe in him.
Yeah. I don't know.
The action is 100% based on what I just learned because you told it to slump though. So
Yeah, exactly. No, that's fair. That's fair. I appreciate that. Yeah. So the way he kind of disembarks people this time, so like he opens his big wide mouth, and Jake, you kind of step out the front, and so does Jared. And then everybody else sitting in the passenger seats, the seat kind of like comes up, kind of squeezing up against the chest and against your back. And it starts kind of squeezing you down, like it's pushing you into its fleshy floor. And it kind of like squeezes you out of the bottom as he stands up real tall and squeezes you out the bottom of the horse bus.
Oh my god.
Are we getting popple pimped out of this thing?
Yeah, you're kind of getting pimple popped.
Pimple
Popped. Popple pimped
Popped.
out of his
Okay.
belly. It's like he just suddenly grew 26 udders, and you're all being squeezed out of his udders.
just slide out of these horse god nipples.
I was on board
Exactly.
until right this moment.
And then he just like gracefully, he kind of like accordions together until he only has like a couple slots in his side, and then just kind of runs off into the distance and vanishes.
I
Majestic.
turn around to what I imagine is just the faces stricken with horror.
Yes,
And I'll just go,
absolutely.
Yank the amazing! And take like a little bow.
And yeah, so I would say that like now Jared looks genuinely like there is some concern. I think he's getting a bit of a hint of that, faith and fear and power, and this is not just a spell anymore. But everyone else is absolutely dumbfounded and 100% mortified.
I'll just give everyone a little like tongue click and thumbs up and just turn on my heel and head into the forest towards the mist, I guess. Feeling good about this one. Here we go.
So you guys start making your way towards the forest, and Jared kind of like puts up his hand. He's like, I'll go first. Everybody follow behind me. If there's trouble, I do want to be the first to meet it.
Thank you, Jared King.
And
Galdrick likes that. Top left of the screen.
what?
In the green text. Galdrick
Yeah,
likes
green
that.
text.
Oh,
at the
I
top
got
left
you.
says Galdrick likes that.
Yeah, okay. And as you approach the forest, you do see that mist just kind of hanging out. It's just the normal mist that you see. But as Jared approaches, you see the mist kind of start to rise and form these kind of tendrils that worm their way out of the forest towards him.
I've seen this episode before.
Uh-oh.
And Jared says, now this is unusual. Is this what it does? Does it move like this?
We haven't seen it do this yet. Not tentacles.
This is different. this is not like back in the day. This is different. And
What would cause it to do this?
I don't know. Nothing would do this.
What happened
Clearly-
back in the day?
Back in the day, it was just mist, and beasts would come out of it.
Beasts made of mist?
Well, I don't know. I believe they were, but not this weird tendrils. And he pulls out his sword, which is like a silver steel sword. And he kind of goes to poke at the mist. And when he does, he kind of cuts the mist. Like, it's not just like swirling air around, it's almost like it actually cuts a weird type of material, like a very, very, very infinitely light, like a sponge or a jello kind of thing.
It's like an aerogel.
Aerogel, yes, exactly. It's kind of like cutting aerogel a little bit. And then he holds his sword a little bit more strongly. And he takes a step back.
What do you think?
And then the mist starts to change. The mist grows and starts to swell. And it gets more and more firm. And it kind of rolls up to this ledge overlooking you guys. And it coalesces into a massive androsphinx.
I'd imagine at this point Slum
Oh my
exclaims
God.
Kitty.
Big angry cat dog.
And this thing is absolutely massive. And its eyes are completely locked on Jared Kane. And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Huh.
So
What's
roll
initiative again?
plus dexterity, I believe.
I'm still at a -1. Fuck me.
Uh-oh.
Oh my
16.
God.
17, nice. All right, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this combat.
So we got,
If
oh my
If
God.
I go first, I stand behind Jared.
yeah. So Galdrick is first, then it's Slump, then it is Yake, then it is Lou. And the first will definitely be the Androsphinx because it got a little bit of a surprise. Then it will be Jared because he's the closest. And we'll do the soldiers after you guys. And so this Androsphinx kind of starts climbing down this hillside. And it raises a huge paw and crushes Jared.
What?
For
That was a shitty pause.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it crushes Jared. Wait, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
We lost the whole thing.
7 damage. Okay, that was on purpose.
Oh no.
he crushes Jared for 49 damage.
I get back on horse
fucking
bus
shit.
and I go home.
And you see this huge claw just come down on top of Jared, and it deals a huge amount of damage, just blunt crushing damage. And so Jared then kind of pulls his way out from underneath this paw, and he pulls out he has his sword out, and he starts slashing at the paw with his silver sword for
7 damage.
for 68 damage.
Woo!
Okay, Jared, I see you.
Touche.
And his blade just starts carving flesh off the Androsphinx. And as the flesh falls away, you see it dissipating into mist. Galdrick, it is your turn.
So the creature itself, question.
Yeah.
The creature itself, did it at even a little bit wince at pain, show any sort of like, ow, you just cut off my arm and that hurt a little bit, or is it unwavering?
It recognized the strike, but it did not seem to
Okay, it
phase
didn't
it
give a
too
fuck.
much. Yeah,
Gotcha,
it didn't
okay.
really give a fuck. It's not like it didn't feel anything, but it didn't really care.
Gotcha. Okay, well, in that case, fuck me. I don't really know. I will. I don't even know. I don't want to get close to this thing and get hit for half my fucking health. I am going to. Okay, I have an idea. All right, I want to get my Okay, I'm gonna get my crossbow, and I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna spell slot, use my crossbow magic stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm gonna try to shoot something, and I want to see if this missed at all. Maybe this is a horrible idea. I want to see if it's flammable.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna fire like some sort of incendiary bolt into this thing.
Okay. So the way with the way that like the Galdrick's gun work, right, is it's purely utility. So I think this works as like a torch, like as if this was a torch light spell kind of thing. So it has fire, but it has no damage, just to see if it ignites.
Right,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so that's just a fucking. Do you roll to hit, or is it just fucking do it? I think it just fucking does it, doesn't it?
Range. Wait.
This is a Galdrick's gun.
It's actually 1d20 plus charm to hit.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Is what it says.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. I assume charm is charisma?
Sorry, that's what yeah, if it says charm, I meant charisma.
Okay.
That just hits.
I leave the campaign.
Yeah, that meets the AC. With a 21, you in the most bare sense strike it, because the beast itself is solid, right? And so this bolt, this flaming torch bolt, impales itself into the side of this beast, and the fur does start to burn, but the rest of the mist around it does not.
Okay.
And it's Slump.
I kind of want to. I just relay that information, like as if I was really trying to do a good job. It's not flammable.
And Slump, it is your turn.
All right, he's not flammable, so Slump will not flab him.
Okay, that's not what I.
Where's Slump in relation to the?
You're maybe 30, 40 feet away. And like, so Jared is like kind of trying to pull this thing's paw off him because it's so huge, and he's kind of slashing away at the leg, and then you're maybe 40 feet away.
Do I have enough time to close the distance and attack?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I will say that Slump will Slump is going to like I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Basically, Slump is going to run forward and yeah, okay. I was debating using a javelin or not. Slump is going to run forward and basically try to Troy this thing. So he's going to run, and when he's like 10 feet away, he's going to jump and swing with Antaeus, his pickaxe.
Yeah.
His goal is not so much to do damage as it is to try to grab, to like hook into the thing's paw and pull it off.
Oh, like to help Jared out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
okay.
He's not even rolling with the intention of doing damage. He's rolling with the intention of trying to dig the pick in to grab like a hunk of flesh and pull it off.
Okay, roll plus strength at advantage. So roll it twice.
Oh, that first one.
Oof. So because this isn't to hit, this is like a strength contest. Let's do. I mean, it's going to be tough, man. This boy's got some stats. He kind of contests that. What? He has a plus 12. And you fucking beat him.
Get fucked.
So you dig your pick into its leg and start yanking. And it doesn't even look over at you, but you feel it try to not allow you to pull its paw off. Like trying to free Jared is not what this thing wants. So it fights you very hard, but you manage to yank, like you kind of bury that pick between the tendons in the paw, and you yank to the side, and that forces it off Jared enough for him to kind of roll out, and he's standing up again.
Okay, excellent.
Wow. Okay. Holy shit.
Well, Slump told you, remember? Slump told you about the mist dogs, remember?
And Jared actually looks at you and says, "These are not the same creatures." And Yake, it is your turn.
I imagine we're close to the border, but like,
Yep.
how can we get? It's like the blue shimmery border wall. Can I see it? Like, are we really close to it?
You can see it. Yeah, it's maybe 100 feet back in the forest.
Okay. With the scrying that I've set up, or that I've spoken to Rysco about.
Yep.
Can we communicate, or can you only look?
It's only
through?
looking.
Okay. And can I intentionally fail a scry so that Rysco knows that I'm scrying on him and could look back?
Ooh.
What an interesting.
What I know. What an
Because
interesting.
I know when
yeah.
you fail, I
Yes,
know when you
exactly.
fail, they know they've been scryed upon, and he's extremely proficient
Yes.
in scrying and
Yeah.
has the giant apparatus in the room.
Yeah.
That is my intent,
Huh.
is to scry with Rysco,
Yeah.
to Rysco, at Rysco.
Yeah.
And I think I'll place the sort of like origin of the scry in the workshop, sort of like by the huge window, by the hippogriff that's in stasis,
Yeah.
and I will intentionally fail to try to get his attention.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes sense, right? Like, if you roll to succeed, then you can. That's trying to succeed, and if you just don't try to succeed, then you fail. You just kind of do a half-ass spell without any finesse, and it just fucks up. And yeah, absolutely. Rysco is aware that you tried to scry on him.
Okay, so I assume that'll be my action, but otherwise, are all of the guards, they haven't moved yet, like,
That's
to
right.
engage, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sort of like begin the weave, and since I'm not focusing on it super hard because I know I just want to hit him and fuck it up,
Yep.
I'll sort of like put my palm out to one of the guards with the other hand to sort of like stay and let him know that I'm casting a spell, and if I can speak, if there's no incantation, to like let him know, like, yo dude, hold on, a big spell, can you like just chill here with me in case, protect me, the wizard, please, frail tiny, you're big.
Okay, you want to ask the guards to kind of protect you?
Just one.
Oh, just one. Okay, sure.
Okay, then that's it. That's what I'll do. I'll try to hit Rysco, fuck up, so he knows where I am, and I have one guard with me.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you fail the fucking you fail the scry. Rysco absolutely knows that you tried to or that somebody tried to scry on him. And the guard is instructed to guard you. And then Lou, it is your turn.
I'd like to start with just blessing my party.
Okay, yep.
But also, so I've done that, but can I see what, like, does the Sphinx look messed up at all, like the other ones did?
Yes, it does look like it's not quite totally put together properly. It does look like it's the same kind of missing pieces a little bit.
Okay.
So the blessing, so you mark the spell slot off, and then everyone gets what, +2 to attack and damage?
+2 to any attack rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Okay, then it is the soldiers' turns. Boy, we're splitting them up in my brain. So the one does listen to you, Jake, and well, actually, you know what? Let's have you gotta roll something for your turn. Let's have you roll persuasion. So roll plus charisma to try to convince this guy to guard you, as opposed to his god king.
+0.
Yeah, no,
sweet.
Yeah, 18's fucking good. Yeah, absolutely. So the one guy stands by you, kind of like moves between the Androsphinx and you, kind of thing, with his sword up, and the other 19 move to engage the Androsphinx, and they roll to attack, and they all fuck it up. So they're all trying to strike with their swords, and like this thing's muscles are so tough, its hide is so thick that the swords are like bouncing off it, so no one's getting good strikes in. And then it is the Androsphinx's turn again, and it will roar and hit everyone for 44 damage.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Ow.
Sorry, how much?
44
You said-
damage.
You said 14?
44 damage.
4.
4 and then another 4. Right next to each other, though.
So 8.
No, they're kind of
So
beside
8,
each
okay.
other. No, it's more like 4 and then a 4 right next to it on the line. 44 damage to everybody.
I think your husband's having a stroke. Keep saying 44.
Oh boy.
You might want to check on him. You might want to check on him.
Yeah,
No,
no, it's
no,
44 damage.
Oh.
Okay. Well, Yake's dead.
Pretty close to it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Don't you have 50 health?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
I know what my rest of my fucking roll's gonna be for this fucking fight.
Yeah, I know.
I start loading
Divine
healing.
intervention.
I start loading healing bolts into my
Yep.
crossbow now.
I'm picturing the fucking gif from Hot Fuzz with the guys loading the shotgun going.
Yeah,
"Shame."
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then it uses a legendary action to take a second attack and goes to crush Jared again.
That's fine.
So it is 10. And it hits him for 59 damage.
He kills. I'm really worried. I'm just super
That's
worried.
fine.
Jared has taken about 143 damage.
He's a god, though. It's going to be okay.
And yeah, I think along those lines, like you look at Jared and he looks beat up, but he doesn't look like he's anywhere close to death's door yet. He looks like he's getting angry at this point. And Jared, I think he like a fucking stereotypical badass, kind of like spits some blood on the ground, wipes his mouth, then he grabs his sword with 2 hands and just drives it into the Androsphinx for 61 damage. And Galdrick, it is your turn. And so these two things are like having this absolutely epic battle, and the roar, you can tell, was not directed at you guys. It was roaring in anger and pain, but not at you guys, and it is focused every single strike directly and explicitly at Jared. Like, it doesn't even register you guys as existing.
What the fuck?
All right. So I don't really know. You tell me how far I can go with this, because it's not really in my spell wheelhouse, and I don't want to cheese it.
Yep.
Can I effectively load a bolt, a healing bolt,
Yep.
into this?
Yep.
And I want it to essentially be, if I can I AoE heal?
Yeah, I think there's like Prayer of Healing, which is a spell.
There is, but I don't have that yet. It's technically a higher spell slot than the paladin has yet. That's why I don't want to cheese it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I don't know if there are any AoE heals at that level. I guess probably not until you unlock your 3rd level slots.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to be
no,
like,
I appreciate
don't
that.
have this spell, so now I'm gonna just make it up.
Yeah. No, I think you need to get a registered, you need a license for that AoE heal, and as a level 2 clearance just isn't enough.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I will load in, I guess, just a singular heal.
Yep.
And I will aim it right at Jake.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Hey, Jake, you used to hate when I would shoot you. How about now?
I definitely still flinch
Yeah.
and like go fetal, but I'm pretty sure it just plugs right the fuck into me anyway.
Hey, Jake.
Oh God.
Don't worry, I'll get you with another one in a second.
Oh God. Wow, those are good sound effects. Damn. All right, so roll whatever healing, whatever the healing dice on whatever healing spell you used was. I think it's usually like 2d6 plus charisma.
Okay, I can do that. I can do it. 2d6 plus charisma. Okay. Hello, mouse. Okay, there we go. 2d6 plus. Okay, so
it's
13.
Yeah. 13.
I hit the wrong +5. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Okay, awesome. You get 13 health back as a bolt impales itself into you. It hurts for a split second, but then you feel a lot better, Yake.
Yeah.
Slump, it is your turn.
That whole thing is becoming super heroin-y.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit, isn't
So
it?
much better than.
Okay. So have we noticed any particular attacks seem to hurt this thing more than others?
Basically,
Fire doesn't do anything.
it seems like it's very hard to hit. So most people are having trouble hitting it at all. But when they hit, they all do damage. It's like it is taking damage. It just seems to be so huge and so full of hit points that they're not making a dent yet.
Okay, can I retcon that Slump enraged, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like he just does that automatically.
Yeah,
He's never
yeah.
not angry when he wants.
Exactly.
He's been getting the shit beaten out of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna say that Slump is now pretty fucking close because he,
Oh, yeah.
he. I want to see, does this, and I'm not even kidding when I say this. Does this thing have any mist balls? Yep.
How'd I fucking know?
Yep.
How'd I
Not
fucking
even
know?
kidding. Not even kidding, man. That is a great weak spot on a lion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, this thing is
Okay.
fully anatomically correct.
Okay. I want Slump to like charge beneath it and once again do another heroic like jumping leap because the last one was so successful.
Yep.
And just fucking swing Argus the hammer as hard as he can straight at the thing's fucking nuts.
All right, yeah, roll your attacks. Whatever it is.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, a natty 20.
A natty 20.
Plus
So,
5.
I believe you have brutal criticals, so I think whatever your damage dice are, roll them 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
baby.
roll your dice and then we'll multiply it by 3. So whatever the damage is that you hit for, we'll multiply by, except for your bonus. So it'll be like your dice roll will get multiplied by 3 and then we'll add your plus whatever on top of that.
Sorry, run that by me one more
So
time.
basically, if let's say your damage was 1d6 plus 5,
Right.
you would roll your 1d6, we would multiply that by 3 and then add plus 5. So we multiply your
okay.
dice by 3 and then we add the
Yeah.
plus just flat on top.
Excellent.
Yep.
Perfect.
19 times 3 is what's that, 48? No, wait.
57.
57.
57.
Yeah,
and then plus 2 for my rage is 59.
59.
Oh my god.
So what you guys see, what you guys witness is Jared Kane, God King of Izo, deliver a mighty blow. And then an equally as powerful blow is immedially followed up by Slump, who just fucking annihilates this thing's testicles.
Oh god.
So the thing I'm really interested in is, does Jared have a reaction to this?
Yeah, a good point.
I think, yeah, Jared is kind of like teeing off against this thing, and Jared sees Slump run underneath this thing and just, yeah, pop. And I think you see a little smile come across Jared's face as he sees like a warrior delivering strikes on his level. There's a little bit of a like you said, like a little bit of an I see you kind of thing.
I see, I see.
Yeah, okay, I see you. Yeah.
I see you, buddy.
Yeah. So you see a flicker of recognition in Jared's eyes as Slump fucking just hammers this thing.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck, that's a big hit. And that's with one natural one on damage. With a natural one, you matched fucking Jared's fucking hits. Holy shit. Okay.
What's the response of the creature?
The creature absolutely fucking notices that one. Like its whole body kind of shifts as you annihilate its testicles.
Okay.
But its head does not break unblinking gaze at Jared.
What the Fuck, man.
And Yake, it is your turn.
Okay, I'll sort of just spend the 6 seconds that existed sort of like paying attention to see if Riceco got the fucking hint.
Yeah, and you do absolutely feel the scry back on you.
Perfect. I'm gonna look at the guard that I asked to stay with me.
Yeah.
And sort of like get my fists ready, like pull out my dagger and be like, "Okay, dude, you ready?"
He kind of like nods his head. He's like, "Yep."
I will take that as acceptance. I touch him and we cast the teleport one, Thunderstep.
Thunderstep, yeah.
And I Thunderstep across the border.
Oh, with the guy.
With the guy. So we have now forced an invasion from Izo to Galen.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I want their attention to come help us with the giant mist monster.
Not a bad idea.
Oh,
Not
man.
a bad idea.
Okay.
And I'll just sort of like stand there with him and me like at the border and like
Now
stick my arm through the wall a few times, just like whoa, 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 whoa. And I'll like wave up into the air and just start like, hey,
Oh
hey,
my
let's
God.
go. We could use a whole bunch of help, buddy.
Okay, so you guys are on the border to Ibov.
Oh god fucking damn it. Hold on. Whatever. I still do what I did.
Yeah, no, I think this is incredibly interesting because now you have made Hayland a witness of an Izo soldier being taken into Ibov, which was warned as soon as you crossed the border. Literally all 3 provinces are now aware of this situation.
Definitely wanted it to just be 2, but I got the 3rd one because I misunderstood what border we were at. That's okay. That's all right. I can't have a big brain play actually work the way I wanted it to. Not never. That's a character trait. It's gonna stay.
When you thought it was 200 IQ, it was actually 300.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. No, this is
300.
this is interesting. Okay, so you teleport into the forest, and when you are in there, it is almost pitch black in here. You see the shimmering blue arcane wall. Other than that, it's pitch black. The trees have blotted out all sunlight, and the mist is so thick in here. It is almost more gray than black because there is so much mist. And when you land, it's kind of stationary, or it's almost like it's moving towards the Androsphinx behind you. But after a second or two, it starts moving around you.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Definitely he thought all that was in the mist was the big guy.
Oh man. Okay. Lou, it is your turn.
That's
Oh no. Well, I think it's just how's Galdric looking health wise? I think he's looking pretty beat up.
I'm probably the tankiest person out of the group besides Slump, actually.
Oh dang.
I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I could not take another hit, but I don't think anyone else can take another hit.
I don't think anyone can.
No,
I mean,
it's true.
Slump's okay, actually. Slump's got 67 health left.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Damn.
Oh, all right. I thank you for the picture. I see.
Yeah, no
what's going
problem.
on.
Yeah. So it's like you guys originally found the Barb Devil at that X by the H. Then you went closer to the border of Ibov and you found the farming village. Then you traveled from Hayland to Izo, where you went to the city of Avar, where you then went and saw this spot at the border to try to check out the border of Ibov and Izo to see if Ibov is really having some sort of an issue. And then, yeah, you teleported exactly that little blue thing. That's the border that you just crossed. While
Sweet.
boop, 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 mentally communicating with Hayland.
Everybody's welcome. I think maybe until it goes bad, then it wasn't my fault.
Okay, Lou. So what's up?
Well, now, I kind of want to tap into Agma. Just check in with God.
Like you want to use Lou's prayer?
I want to use Lou's prayer and see if I can get any insight into what's going on with the mist stuff.
Okay, yeah. Roll your Lou's prayer.
That's wisdom.
Ooh.
I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, I think the distraction is just really intense right now. There's so much shit going on. And like you just saw Jake vanish. And then I think the mist is so heavy that way deep in the forest, you saw a little poof of where he kind of like materialized and pushed a bunch of mist out of the way inside the forest on the other side of the fucking border. Okay, anything else you want to do?
Man, can I yell as if?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Jared, Galdrick, Slump, are we sure we want this fight? I mean, we can leave. We came, we saw. Everybody knows what's going on now. Do you want to just go?
What about the Jared dog?
Jared, do you want to go?
We can't leave this. We need to destroy this, whatever this is.
Yeah! I load another crossbow bolt.
I mean, okay.
This one's gonna do the trick, I'm telling you. I load a water bolt. I don't know.
You said you sounded very confident.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. Is that your turn, Lou?
Yes. Okay.
The knights then attempt to assail the Androsphinx some more. Oh, they hit. They deal this much damage. Ooh, not great, not great. They deal 31 damage. So among the 20 guards, they deal 31 damage as some of the swords start to find purchase. Some of them start to strike home, and you see them starting to cut and slice the flesh off of this Androsphinx, which has now taken over 150 damage and still looks kind of fine. And when I say kind of fine, I mean the Androsphinx is kind of unaware that there's anything else going on.
Oh my god.
I really feel like we should just. I'm good to go if you guys just want to go.
What was Jared's response to leaving?
He said we have to kill it. He was yeah.
Do you know that we can?
He says I can do it. I can kill this thing.
I mean, Slump looks like he's kind of neck and neck with you right now. No offense, you're very big and strong, and Slump doesn't look like he gives a shit. Have you seen it? Did you see what Slump did to his balls? It hardly even flinched.
And the Androsphinx then crushes down on Jared again, pinning him to the ground, and bites his whole upper body for 104 damage.
Oh my god.
And Jared is starting to look rough. Like you can see his flesh is being torn. You can see his bones are being broken. He looks rough.
Is it possible for Lou to is it possible for someone in the group to grab him and teleport him out with us? Force him to teleport out with us? Is he in a weakened state now where he'd be forced to withdraw with us if we tried to?
So you see him and he stands up and he's beaten up a bit, but now he looks extremely angry, and he kind of pushes his way from under this Androsphinx's claw, and just gotta get. He holds up his sword and he says, "I can end this. I will end this. I can do it." And you start to see the blade change. it starts to twist and blacken. The blade then kind of loses all cohesion and becomes almost like a black flame coming out of the hilt of his sword. And you guys start to feel that sensation of when Volos or Kerr was around, and it starts to amplify. And the world starts to twist underneath you, and it feels like gravity is crushing you down. It feels like the whole world is starting to compress. And the ground starts to give way, almost like it's sponge, and you are being pushed down into it, and it is giving way below you. And you see Lady Caitlin turn and look at him, and she says, "No, no." And you see this black smoke start to pour out of his blade, and it starts to wrap around the legs of all the soldiers around him. And it starts to wrap around your legs too. And you feel that same sensation when Kerr started to drain the entire city of Farwater. You feel that this time.
Oh boy.
And the whole world starts to tremble as this blade gets bigger and bigger. And Jared strikes the Androsphinx for 439 damage.
Mamma mia!
And he cleaves off one of the Androsphinx's arms. And as it starts to reel backwards, he strikes it again. And you feel more and more of that draining power as he hits it for 376 damage. And now the Androsphinx is looking horribly bloodied. Pieces of it are falling off. He cleaves off half of one of its wings, and this thing is roaring in terror. Again, it can't break its line of sight with Jared as he drives the blade straight forwards for 436 more damage into its chest, and the whole Androsphinx starts to collapse, and you see all of the soldiers are dead. You are all brought to 1 hit point.
Oh my god.
As he raises the blade again for another strike. And he deals 400 damage to another sword. And seemingly out of nowhere, you see a long steel katana stop Jared's sword from coming down on the Androsphinx. And you see that warrior with the samurai armor in a defensive posture, holding up Jared's blade, stopping it from coming down on the Androsphinx.
How hard was it for him to stop the blade?
Not at all.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this guy?
And Jared looks absolutely shocked. He says, "Asar, what are you doing here?" And the warrior, who you now know is named Asar, says, "You can't kill it." And Jared, just absolutely with fury in his eyes, says, "I will kill it." And he runs at it again and tries to strike the Androsphinx again. And again, just like lightning, that katana effortlessly deflects Jared's blow. And Jared goes into a rage and then starts striking at Azar. And Azar effortlessly deflects his blows to the side. These blows that were dealing over 400 damage are easily like a child being knocked aside by Azar. And Jared kind of loses himself in the fury. He strikes so rapidly, you feel like you're watching an episode of Dragon Ball Z with the strikes coming 100 times a second. You feel reality warping and twisting. You feel like the world is going to fall apart. And then you see exhaustion start to take over Jared. And he falls to a knee. And Azar kind of holds out his sword and he says, you cannot kill this. And as Jared kind of falls over, he opens his palm and strikes the ground, and you see instantaneously a rune appear below him, and then he's gone. And you absolutely recognize it as a teleportation. and you see the Androsphinx kind of slink backwards into the forest, dissipating back into the mist as it goes. And then Azar turns to you guys. And you notice that the entire world around you has completely frozen. It's exactly like what the Time Killer did when it was prying into your minds. When it was channeling Kerr's power, the world is frozen around you, except that you can kind of move a bit. And Azar looks at you and says, "Now we need to have a conversation."
This is the same samurai guy.
This is the absolutely the same guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Is Lady Caitlin here still?
She's frozen. She's still there, but she's frozen on the ground. You can see she got knocked down, and her kind of arm is outstretched towards where Jared was when he teleported, but she's frozen.
Let's talk.
I need to know where you came from and what you're doing here, because the powers that you are toying with could lead to absolute destruction. And if you are trying to bring about the destruction, I will end you right here and right now.
Well, then that's not what we're trying to do.
What are you trying to do?
Not bring about the end of destruction, that's for sure.
I'm going to need more than that, because you're safer dead than alive at this point.
Okay. We're going to have the same exact conversation we had last time, my friend. Okay. Now, I don't want you to take that as disrespect, but I'd like you to understand our points of view. All right.
Yes.
You claim that you can wipe us out at any moment's notice, right?
Yes.
You could just like that. We're flies to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, but yet you're not willing to tell us who you are out of what reason.
Information is so dangerous.
Yes, but again, if we are found guilty in your mind, you will wipe us off the face of this earth, and there's nothing we can do about it. You wouldn't even tell us your name before, but you want us to give you our entire life story. You have to understand, okay, maybe we don't know who you are. Okay, we're not here to bring about the face of destruction for people, okay? I'm here to protect people, okay? So when I have somebody who just shows up out of the blue who is as strong as you are, sorry to tell you this, but very rarely it is the person of your power, and I kind of like point to like what just happened, of your power, usually on the good guy's side.
I guess that's fair. I'm not really on the good guy's side. I'm not on the side of, I don't know what a good guy's side is. If you're part of the Church of All Tomorrows, if you have anything to do with the voice of tomorrow,
no, I'll kill every single one of those guys myself. Fuck those guys. Next question.
What connection do you have to the mist? What are you doing to it?
We just came across it. It attacked us, and we think it might be a threat to innocent people. So we're kind of investigating it. That's kind of all we are there.
You're not part of what's controlling it?
We don't know what's controlling it. Do you?
No. I thought maybe you would be part of it.
No.
You just existed here suddenly.
Yes.
And I can't explain that. I've never seen something like that, and I've been around for a long time.
Well, you may have been around for a long time, but I might have been around for longer.
When you arrived, it coincided with whatever this phenomenon is, and whatever is happening here is beyond explanation. This happened thousands of years ago. 2,300 years ago this happened, but it was different.
Okay.
And I want to know why it's happening again and how your arriving here is causing it. You say you're not doing anything, you say you're not controlling it, and yet this thousands of years have gone by with no problem, and then you show up and now this, in a way that I don't understand, in a way that can't be possible.
Is it possible to have that happen but have it not be intentional from us?
I can't explain how, unless you are... It doesn't seem like you're powerful enough. I don't mean that.
Okay.
I don't mean that as a
That's
sign of
okay.
disrespect.
No, that's fine. No, I get it.
When
I
this
get it.
happened, it was because a person of limitless power lost their control. That
Who was
person,
that person?
they were a very dear friend. They lost control. And in their loss of control, it forced the mist to do this. And that person doesn't exist anymore. And their power doesn't exist anymore. It's impossible without that power to do what is happening. So unless you are as strong as he was, I don't understand how this could be happening. It can't. I've tried, and I am as powerful as it gets here.
So, hold on a second. 2,300 years ago.
Yes.
How long ago? And I'm asking DM real quick.
Yep.
How long ago was it that all these people came into power?
2,300 years ago.
Interesting.
I'm as powerful as it gets here, and I can't stop whatever's happening.
We've seen some strange things happen around Ula and Jared now. Could it be that they're getting more powerful and becoming whatever they're tapping into is unleashing what was similarly unleashed 2,300 years ago?
If that was happening, I would be strong enough to stop it. Ula and Jared are strong, but I am stronger. And whatever's doing this is stronger than me, which is absolutely impossible. It is an impossibility. There is nothing stronger than me, and yet whatever's doing this is stronger than me.
Well, listen, you mentioned the voice of tomorrow.
Yes.
Months
I want
ago.
to teleport back in. I'm just gonna. When Jesus mentioned the voice tomorrow, and it's gonna like, poof. Oh, yo.
Oh, hey, Jake.
Oh, there you
What's
are.
up?
Well, I was just gonna say, when I was, okay, so a couple of months ago, I had this day off, right? Anyway, I saw the acolytes of the Voice of Tomorrow summon something.
Yes. That is
Maybe
the voice of
that's-
tomorrow. Which also, it seems to be tied to this because the Church of All Tomorrows has been around for a long time. And there are a bunch of misguided fools who want to see the future. And they pray
did look surprised when
Yes.
something arrived, yeah.
because they've been trying for thousands of years and they've been praying to an empty nothingness. There's nothing there. Something stepped in and is claiming their faith and is gaining power. I don't like it, and I can't. It seems to be coinciding with your arrival here as well.
Is there
Which
a
is
way
why
to
I-
track down how or where people's faith are being directed to? Like, is there a way, if we find out how they're praying, is there a way through us doing the same sort of thing we can figure out where it's going? How, like, is it possible to somehow use their rituals to interface with whatever they're praying to?
You would need true, honest, genuine faith, and whatever rituals they use, you would need to do. Lou, if you saw what they summoned and how they summoned it, we would need to
Murder.
find more of them and have them do that again.
What if, I mean, like, there's faith in thinking it's wonderful, but there's maybe faith in knowing it for sure exists. Can we just go in with the certainty that we'll talk to somebody and have that be sufficient?
No, it needs to be faith and devotion to it.
Oh. Yeah, we don't have that. Okay, we need the other people then.
Hey, Goldrick,
Yeah,
are we frozen in time, or can I like chill out and move around and talk to you?
you can move. We can move.
Hey, Aslan.
Azar, yes.
Aslan dog. So do you think, okay, shut up, listen, what would be the danger if we were to pretend to be people who wanted to join the cult to then gain access to their rituals?
Well,
What are the chances that?
Oh, that just seems horrible.
Well, okay, well then pretend Slum never fucking
No,
said
go ahead,
anything.
Slum. Finish your
But
stupid
Slum,
fucking
no,
idea.
No, Slum didn't have an idea.
No, you had
Slum
to. You
never
didn't
said
you
no.
understand? We had to have
No,
complete
no.
devotion.
La, la,
The only
la,
way you
la,
actually
la, la.
no,
Slump
don't
has
do
his
the
fingers
tongue
in his
thing.
ears.
No, Slump, take your fingers out of your ears.
My name is a teeny tot. My peepee's like a button mushroom. Blah, 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 blah.
That's not okay. That was
Yeah.
not. That's my
Huh?
first time ever having a penis.
See? Well, it's not a very impressive one.
Well,
I've
shut
only
up.
ever had one, and his is the size of a normal person's leg. It's
That's
terrible.
that's-
It's non-functional. Anytime Slump is aroused, he loses consciousness.
Oh my
That-
God.
oh god.
It's a serious condition, okay?
I hate you.
It's terrible.
I hate you.
Slump hates you!
I hate you. Ah! I hug him as if I'm sorry.
Slum shits his pants.
Oh my God.
Oh god.
I pivot away from talking to Goldrick and address Lou.
Oh no.
Yo, should we just tell this dude we're like from another dimension or something?
I kind of want to, yeah.
Remember though? Remember the angry? Remember the doggy? Remember? Slump members.
The doggy. What the fuck?
Dog,
you talking
remember the doggy? Remember the time doggy?
I do remember the time, doggy. Yeah, that's true.
Always
Oh,
gotta
hey,
be careful.
Azar, real quick, could you like earmuffs? We're gonna do a little powwow. Okay, sweet, thanks. Hey,
All
Goldrick,
right.
Yeah.
what's the over/under on the voice of tomorrow just straight up being Volos?
Okay. So listen, powwow. This is what I'm thinking, and I kind of like. I'm assuming we're all like in a huddle, like whispering to one another, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, what's the over/under on the voice of tomorrow just straight up being Volos?
Okay. So listen, I'm not gonna lie. That's a possibility. So what I'm thinking is okay. So 20. Here's okay. He said the last time this happened was 2,300 years ago. All right. That's when they all gained their power. It happened again now. I kind of want to, and this is a little weird. Okay, this is a little weird. Please understand this. You know what? Hold on. Just give me a second. I know we're frozen in time, but I want to be like, hey, Butler. God
Nothing.
damn it! I'm not in
Yeah.
the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Bahamut's like, yo, what'd you call me, dude?
So rude.
Fuck.
What if we got noodles with Asar? Just tell him that there's.
I mean,
everything
like,
he needs.
if we want to tell him, that's one way to fucking prove it, dude.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Hey, want
okay.
to meet our buddy Kirby? Here he is. He's from the future on a different planet.
In a different realm.
Okay. Okay. Listen. So obviously we had definitely something to do with all of the shit that's going wrong here.
Oh,
okay?
tons.
We got
So
followed.
my guess is, you guys remember we were in the room and Volos was like trying to kill us and shit, and cool bartender guy was defending us. You know,
Mhm.
what if a tiny part of Volos slipped in when we came in here?
Gross.
Ew. Just
What
I
if
mean,
what if
maybe.
Volos just slipped in just a
slipped
little bit?
in, just the tip,
Just slipped, just
slid
the
it
tip,
in there.
just tipped it
Yeah.
right on in.
I mean, Mabes, but how about like a reflection of sort of a situation? Like it's not actually Volos, but like every ink has a presence in another ink. So like if white goes to
Oh,
the green and the
yeah,
other
like
colors come
the-
to the green.
Yeah, like that book Schmerry Fodder.
What?
The Schmerry Fodder. when he
Nope.
kills Gloldemort, because Gloldemort has split his soul into a bunch of pieces. Remember?
Oh, totes, yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
like the whole, remember like the Prime Ink thing? Maybe like we're all connected and the echoes or for the reflections, whatever the fucking word is. Maybe like we can't just dip and be like, oh, we're just white ink, but like all of the us's come with us's to wait. Oh, I don't know. I lost
Wait a
that.
minute. No. Shut the fuck up. Oh my
Oh.
God, Slump. I think you
Wait,
might
what?
be onto
Shut the
something.
fuck up.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
shut the fuck up.
They
okay.
were all given.
Azar,
they
shut
were-
the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the
Okay.
fuck up, Azar.
Can I start listening now?
No,
No,
you
no,
Hold
can't.
on. No.
Shut your mouth.
Okay, so wait a minute. What if you're onto that? What if the primal ink was split
Yeah.
into 3?
Yeah.
3,
See?
not 5.
And all three of these fucks, including Yake the Amazing. No, wait, that's your name. What was it? Jared from State Farm, whatever. His fucking
Oh wait,
name.
you're like, okay, never mind. You're a little slow on the uptake, but keep explaining the thing we all already know. Go ahead.
No, not that. Okay, we kind of already went over this, but what if each one of them is a portion of the primal ink, and everything was in balance, and everything was okay until we got in here. When we stepped in, something got through to the mist, to the void, if you will. And I already said this before, like it's trying to recollect it. It's trying to reform the soul presence. The yin and yang is trying to reconverge.
Is the like is the stable state broken and like
That's
all
what
of
I'm
the
thinking.
colors
What
in
if-
harmony, blah 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 blah, or is it all
Yeah.
merged together? Like,
I think it's trying to reemerge. Kind of like, God, I don't know how to describe it. Okay.
Wait,
I'm
so
trying to find a way to describe
the
it.
Prime Ink like wants to be itself again, but everyone else is like, fuck no, we're the planar keys and we like being cool, so we keep them separate.
Kind of.
Maybe? Okay.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen? God, what's that thing called? The light pair. I forget what it's called. It's a science thing. You've probably never fucking heard of it. But how light always finds itself.
What?
Oh no, sorry.
It's a cool
That
idea. I don't
sounds
know what that
made up.
means, but it sounds fucking cool.
That sounds made up.
Oh, sorry. I was just, I thought I heard you say science. I'm a big science nerd.
Okay. All right. Listen. If you guys have never seen this thing, it's I
What are
forget
you
what the
talking? No, you're making
okay,
it up.
okay. If you get a piece of paper, okay, and I hold up a piece of paper, right, and then I kind of like I pretend like I poke 2 holes in it, and I'm like, and if I hold a flashlight on this side, on the opposite side, the light will find itself. It reconnects on the other side. It's not 2 beams of light on the other side. On the other side, the light will find itself and reconnect. I forget what it's fucking called. It's called like the light paradigm or some shit like that. I don't fucking remember what it's called. By the way, this is an actual thing, IRL.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, totally. It is definitely.
You can
No,
can
I'm
look
saying
up-
for sure it's real, man.
Okay.
That's totally a real thing that you're talking about. I love that thing. How the light reconnects, and that's my favorite science thing.
coherent state light.
Yep.
I look at Lou. It's your turn to talk.
Well, I know that the being that I saw come through the portal when the Voice of Tomorrow was summoned was not Volos, but was very similar and had similarly bad vibes and power. Well, maybe I don't know. Well, so Galdrick, could you tell me more about the green planar key appears to be missing, except maybe it's Asar because he's doing the time killer thing right now.
I don't want to talk anymore.
What?
No.
Oh, I thought it was
no.
a good.
A slump hurt my feelings.
Oh no.
So you're allowed to shit on Slump, huh? Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Oh, Slump gets it now. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. So. Well, here's the thing. So how confident? Shut your fucking small little angel mouth.
Is the little guy all right? He looks sad.
No, hold on. You shut that mouth or Slump's
Okay.
gonna put his leg.
He
penis
just looks sad.
in it. No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. Thank you. He's fine.
All right.
Shut your mouth, okay? How do you think we can trust the Aslan?
Hey Azar, do you know what the Volos is?
My heart sinks.
Oh God.
No, I don't know what a Volos is.
Okay, just checking.
Have you ever heard of ramen?
Ramadan?
No. Yeah, Ramadan? Are you saying
ramen.
Ramadan? Ramadan?
Ramen.
Ramen.
No,
Rum.
ramen.
Rum.
Ramadan.
Raw
Ramadan.
No, ramen.
Rodham?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Phenomena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need to decide whether or not we can trust the
Well,
dog.
I don't really think we have much of a fucking choice.
All right.
I
Well,
know.
okay, then
Should we
we're
just
just gonna
ask him
have
if we
to.
can trust
I
him?
feel
Have
like
to hope we
I feel like we gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Hey, Aslan, the Tiger King.
Boy, not even close to my name. What's up? None of that's
Hey,
appropriate.
animal analogous to Jesus. How are you?
Oh boy.
Hey, Samurai Jesus Aslan.
Oh boy, we're
okay.
having trouble here. There's a lot of problematic words with that.
Okay,
So you. Okay, yeah. Go. You go. You explain it, Slump. You go ahead.
So Slump is wondering if we can trust you.
That's a good question, and honestly, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I instantly don't want to tell him anything.
If you
see
tell
why we
me
asked?
information that will help me accomplish my goals,
Tell us about your goals. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll help
Yeah.
us.
What are your goals?
What are your goals?
my goals are to restore balance to the 3 provinces and to stop whatever's happening with the mist. I need to fix whatever's happening with the mist.
How do you feel about bringing things together just as a concept? Like, what if the provinces were to combine? How do you feel about combining?
We can't do that
You liked why?
because I was the one that set them to be separate.
Oh,
Oh, neat. So you're the one who was all the people are like, hey, if we touch, we'll all explode. That was you?
Yes.
Oh, sweet. Why'd you do that?
I don't know if I can trust you.
Okay. Well, you're the one. You're the one who can kill us in a heartbeat. Can we kill
Yeah,
you in a
dude.
heartbeat?
we cannot.
Okay, how about this? I'll give you a neat thing you don't know if you give us a neat thing we don't know, and we just kind of go back and forth with baby steps, like run, crawl, walk, run sort of thing, and then we'll be best buddies, no problem.
Listen,
Okay.
I've told you in no uncertain terms exactly what my goal is. My goal is to quell the mist, bring it back to its normal stationary state, and restore balance to the provinces.
Okay, dude, we don't know what the fuck that means. I'm not trying to get heated here, dude, but check it out. Why the fuck did you separate everybody? Why did you tell them they're gonna explode if they touch? Why do all the kingdoms need to be separate or else we're all gonna die? I'll tell you some crazy shit you're not gonna believe, but if you can tell me, at least give me a little hint-a-roo, then I can drop some knowledge.
Oh god, he never says hintaroo unless he's like
Yep,
really
that's
getting
serious.
it.
This is
That's
very
that's
serious. Yeah,
All right.
Serious
you
offer.
should listen to him.
I'm gonna point at the sky.
Okay.
The stars, my dude, the stars.
Boy, I really hope you got more valuable information than that.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
Are you?
That's
No,
a good
no, hold on.
one.
Are you going to give us more if I give you more? Is there like a Lion Jesus Samurai code you follow?
Boy,
Is that racist?
there's a
That
lot
might
of
be
that's a
racist.
lot of problems. There's so many problems. All right, I'll tell you what. I will need you guys to explain to me I will not release you from this until I know what your plans are. We can exchange information, but if I'm not convinced of your plans, I will kill you before I get you out of this. So I will give you the information you need if you give me the information I need.
See,
There's a
okay,
magical
that
being
seems
who's super
fair.
powerful, and we need to get their essence.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. Or
Well,
their cooperation and help, or
okay.
that.
Okay, let me put it to this way, there, almighty master, powerful magic man. Trust me when I tell you the shit that we know will make you realize that your entire world that you have viewed through your eyes is 2-dimensional.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
We're
Yeah,
gonna blow
that's
your
true one.
fucking mind.
That's a good one.
All right.
And what I want to do is I want to do this. Here's what I want to do. Now, in the spirit of what you want to do, okay? You give us what we want, which is just basic information. We give you what you want, which is just at the end of the day basic information, right? Neither one of us is trying to deceive the other. Am I correct in understanding that?
I will not try to deceive you.
I cast Zone of Truth
Ah.
and I step into it.
And he steps into it as well.
Nice, I join.
Yep.
Slump steps in with no idea why. He just thinks it's kind. He's not really understanding the rules. Big smile on his face, just takes a step forward and looks around to see if he won.
And it's 10
stupid,
o'clock.
and I like roll my eyes, but I step in.
Fucking no. Okay,
It is
listen.
10
We'll just sneak in a quick one next week. We'll just sneak in a
o'clock.
quick, just a quick.
I'm sorry.
little-
Did you just say it's 10 o'clock right there?
It's 10 o'clock.
Okay, hang on a second. You're done.
Okay, so Mr. Sam, what I meant, we're from space.
Oh man, I want to leave it there.
Fuck.
I want to leave
So
it
mad.
on the threshold of revelation. Yeah. Oh
Fucking-
man. Oh shit. Oh man. Okay, so unfortunately we are going to be not here next week. We will be taking a week off from my
moving.
move. I know the move is ruining everything.
It really is, though.
And then we will be back the week after. Hopefully I have my PC set up by then. Who knows?
Yeah, it might be optimistic, but we'll be
Yeah, it might be optimistic.
available
Yeah.
either way.
We will
yeah.
definitely have Mar the week
Wait a
after.
minute. You are traveling with you're not having the movers take your PC, are you?
I have no way to take it with me. I'm flying.
So fly with it.
Carry on.
Nah.
I don't know, man. I don't
I've
think
done that a few times. Yeah.
I definitely have a Pelican case for my computer in case I ever have to travel.
Don't worry, Tech. If God forbid, if something happens and they fucking destroy it,
Yeah.
I'll help you. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Worst
because
case
I'm gonna
scenario,
pack
just
it
gonna go.
myself, and I'm gonna pack it so this thing could survive a fucking nuclear bomb. So we should be okay with that. We should be okay with that. But I will have like laptops and stuff, so there will be no way that I am like computerless. We will absolutely have Mar, but just not this coming week. And boy, oh boy, when we get back,
Whatever.
Oh.
Whatever.
oh boy, guys, it's gonna be fucking good. Oh, oh, yes,
Fucking.
it's gonna be fucking great. Thank you guys
Is this
so
where you
much.
thought we would end?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
basically
that's a
where
good
this is right exactly where I thought we would end. Yeah, right at the meeting with Azar. I thought, yeah, and man, you guys are playing your cards very wisely. I want to congratulate you guys on being so careful with your information and how you go about obtaining and spreading it. Like I
We
legitimately.
got burned so badly.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still the loosest one in the group.
I love well, you're like totally shut down until you just wanted to tell him everything. That's what it is.
Yeah, no.
All or nothing.
But yeah, no, you guys are doing such a fucking good job. I'm really, really impressed. You guys are, yeah, no, you guys are doing, I'm just so happy. It's so good. And, holy fuck, the shit that you guys are gonna learn. Oh my goodness gracious. You guys are gonna learn some shit. So just so we know, I'm going to say this now so that I can go back and listen to the VOD and make sure I know exactly where we are when we pick up next time. You guys are in the frozen time state with Azar. Galdrick just cast Zone of Truth, and you have all willingly stepped into it. That is where we're going to go. The idea is that you guys give some information, he gives some information, a little bit of a, tit for tat kind of information game. Until you guys feel like you've got enough, or he feels like he's got enough. And that's where we will pick up next time, guys.
Fuck. All right.
All right.
See you guys next episode.
Yeah, I will see you guys next time.
See ya. Bye, chat.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.